Normally I do like the well-thought-out open for this portion of the show. Screw it! It's opening day, baby!
Wait a minute, 10 days in and you're already slacking off?
Exactly, because it's opening day. It's a holiday. I should be working today anyway. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincade and Salciunas. John Kincade, Andrew Salciunas.
I didn't see fire out of the veterans on that club.
I think they tried.
No, but I didn't see fire.
I wonder how much of it fell on deaf ears.
This is Kincade and Salciunas, Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
And a good Friday morning, Philadelphia. A good opening day in Philadelphia morning. Philadelphia. I guess that sounds right. Johnny.
You're really repetitive this morning.
I don't freaking care. Good morning, John Kincade.
Good morning on opening day, and I'm glad to see the great enthusiasm for it because this is one of the greatest sports days of the year.
Yes, I agree.
That goes ahead of the first 2 days of the NCAA tournament.
Which are awesome
days.
Away. They're awesome days, but today's special, man. Opening day in Philadelphia. Now, yesterday was awesome. Opening day for Major League Baseball. I got to watch a lot of baseball yesterday. It was a great day, but today's different, man. Today is our day. It is Citizens Bank Park, and I love when opening day is at home.
So you do?
Yes. I like the opening day home opener.
Oh, yeah,
I don't like the home opener after they played 3 or 6 games already. Like I like starting the season at home because everybody's fresh. Everybody's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And today is one of those days, man. Opening day is a freaking holiday for me. It's a holiday for a lot of people. And I love that there's actual excitement surrounding this team. Now, this is year 3 of it, right, where there's excitement going into an opening day. I did a little write-up on our website yesterday, 975thefanatic.com, and I mentioned that I love that it's now not just Red October. It's now Red April. It's Red March. I know it doesn't roll off the tongue as well, but look, you got your Phillies gear on today. Connor's got his Phillies gear on today.
From Rally House.
From Rally House. I got my new shirt from Rally House on today.
Also Rally House over here.
Yeah, see, it's your city, it's your house, it's Rally House. Baseball season, Philadelphia. Tell him Andrew sent you. But that's the beauty of your team being good, is that the start of the season, and baseball's start to a season, I think is more exciting than basketball and hockey. I think opening day is like thought of as a holiday.
It's bigger.
Week 1 NFL, huge. Obviously, it's the Titan, it's the King that won't get knocked down. But opening day baseball is more of a spectacle than opening night for the NBA or opening night for the NHL.
I actually think opening day of baseball may be bigger than even opening game of football.
Yeah, because it's a full slate of games, even though they should start earlier. The first game being at 3:05 is ridiculous, but
I mean,
we'll
to me, it's more of an event.
Yes,
and it's an event that sort of just also means the coming out of the crappy weather, which I know is important for Connor.
Yeah,
as he's going to get out and swing the clubs tomorrow. I think it's that we're getting out of hibernation. We're getting out of our houses.
Right.
We're going. The good weather's coming. The summer is coming.
Yeah.
The boys of summer.
Yeah.
It's all coming.
And it's the pomp and circumstances that go into it. Like I saw a lot of teams do it. The Phillies do it too, where the players walk out from Ashburn Alley through the field as they're being introduced. I saw the Dodgers doing it yesterday at Chavez Ravine. So like it's everything that goes into it, right? It's become bigger and bigger and bigger. And because now it's a world of entertainment, I saw Bryan Cranston introduced everyone for the Dodgers yesterday. Now we know what it's going to be here in Philadelphia. It's not going to be some celebrity. It's going to be our guy, right? But with Dan Baker. But still, I mean, it's become such an event now.
Dan Baker will be introducing everyone this
week. Look, we saw the Fanatic drop down from the sky a couple of times now. I mean, it's so cool. Opening day is so special. So we're going to have a lot of fun talking Phillies baseball today. I wrote my 5 positive predictions going into 2024. John wrote why the Phillies will win the NL East this year.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a lot of build-up to opening day, but also build up to what we believe is going to be a successful season of Phillies baseball.
Am I on that island, by the way? Because I did not get to hear if Bob and Ray made any predictions yesterday about the division.
I don't know.
And I don't know if Tyrone and Ricky, I did not get to hear a lot yesterday.
It could be Kincaid's island.
It could be.
Because we're all battling for our own islands here.
But I'm feeling good on the – I really do feel very comfortable thinking that the Phillies are winning the NL East.
And you're going to break it down at 7 o'clock as to why that's going to happen. And I love what you said. It's not because of what the Braves will not do. It's because of what the Phillies will do. And I love that, man. I love that. So I have a couple of questions to start the show today. And I'll throw these out to callers. I'll throw these out to texters. I'll throw these out to people on social media. But I think this year we almost need the refresher course.
Of what?
It's 162 games. It's not 17 or 18 football games.
See, this is one of those issues where, as partners, we're going to get along great.
Okay, good.
Because I can't stand consuming a baseball season like football.
Now, we will react to bad
understand.
decisions.
Yes.
But like, oh, my God, this is the reason why they're not going to win the World Series, and it's April.
Can't stand that. I don't hear about this. It's that I can't stand it and I don't understand it.
Right.
The logic in it. So when people consume baseball like football.
Right. And it's crazy because you'll go nuts. You're going to drive yourself crazy if you do that. Look, if you're upset by a play, if you're upset by a decision by Rob Thompson, if you're upset by a player who is struggling and hitting under 200 the first 2 months of the season, but he might have a good glove in center field. I understand when people are going to want to voice their frustration at times, but to act like this is the reason why they're not going to win or that's the reason why they're not going to win, we can't do that, especially whether you like it or not, John. The slow starts the last couple of years have told you it doesn't necessarily matter because when they do get to the playoffs, they can turn it on.
Sure, but it does matter for winning the division.
Yes,
Which, by the way,
agree.
I thank the Phillies players, managers, and everybody for saying how much it has been a team goal
To win the division.
to win the division. By the way, something that they really didn't articulate last spring. So Nerd Boy was going back and reading a lot of stuff from last spring. It's been a talking point this spring.
Yes.
They want to win. I want to just give you a number here. June 1st of the last 2 years. So we're what, March 29th today? March 29th. Good Friday. 8 games under 500 on June 1st of 2022.
That was the Joe Girardi fire.
That's the day he got fired, and then that was the night they were playing. They were 8 games under.
The Angels, and they scored 10 runs.
Last year, they were 5 games under 500 on June 1st. Both ended up in nice playoff runs.
Yes, absolutely.
Postseason runs. So, to your point, if you're overreacting to 6-game stretches, 5-game stretches, you're going to drive yourself crazy.
Yes.
And this team deserves the benefit of the doubt.
They deserve patience.
They've earned the benefit of the doubt 2 years in a row.
I love that. I love that. Now, I will ask you this, though. Because of expectations, so again, I have a bunch of questions for how we're handling ourselves this year. Is this something where you can sit back and enjoy the ride? Now, I think you can. I know your answer. But hear me out. Because expectations are so high, can people sit back and enjoy the ride, or are they always going to be thinking about the future, thinking about October, thinking about that push in September, which will be fun? But will there be extra added levels of stress in April and May, in June, if they go through rough stretches because we have World Series expectations? For a lot of people, it's World Series or bust this year, and I think you should have that standard. Like, that should be the standard this year is World Series or bust.
When you're a top 4 payroll and you've had the playoff success they've had the last 2 years.
But will Philadelphia, I'll first ask, will John Kincade, and then I'll follow up with, will Philadelphia be able to enjoy the ride of Phillies baseball this year?
There is only one way that I will, but there's 2 ways that I will not enjoy the ride of the regular season. One is if on June 1st, we're talking about being 8 games under 500, 5 games under 500, and they've done it to me again, where they've just said, we'll come around in July and August. That will annoy the hell out of me.
Okay.
Because this year they're set up to do better. And secondly, if there isn't a NL East race.
Okay.
And I will, though I have picked them to win the division because I got a couple of these emails yesterday. You're just waiting you're setting it up. You're just waiting to be able to kill them if they don't win the division. I said, no. If this team wins.
That would be genius by you for doing that.
If this team wins 92 plus, 93 plus, there's no killing them. They're one of the best teams in baseball.
Right.
So that's false. So if the Braves win 100 and they win 96, I'll be thrilled.
Right.
Because
absolutely.
I'll be thrilled with the season that they did it. But I don't want to see another year, and I don't think it's too much to ask, where for the entire summer we don't have a playoff race. For the division.
Okay.
I think that would annoy me if you're 8-9 games out again and it's not a race.
Now, will Philadelphia, you know these fans, which is why I've brought up the Rojas thing a lot. Like, I know how fans will react if he's hitting poorly through the first 2 months of the season. Like, you just know these people, right? Will Philadelphia be able to enjoy the ride this year? Obviously, if they're going on 10-game winning streaks, obviously everyone's going to enjoy the ride. But when there's those tough moments, because it's a long season, you're guaranteed to lose 60 games, right? Like, they're not going to win. They're not going to win 120 games this year, right? When there's rough stretches, which there will be, it's inevitable in baseball, will people in Philadelphia be able to handle it well?
No, because there are expectations.
Yes.
But this is not a Sixers situation.
Right.
I've heard you speak to it many times, how much it annoys you that people are like, well, wake me up.
Wake me up when? And I have asked the question, is this a wake me up when season for people?
No,
It seems like no.
Because there's a complete difference between the Sixers and the Phillies. The Phillies have shown you postseason competence.
Correct.
The Sixers have shown you postseason incompetence. And so that is why, to me, the Phillies not only have earned, they deserve our patience. They deserve our benefit of the doubt. When they do stub their toe, when it's when they go on a 5-game losing streak in July, they deserve our patience because they've proven to be so resilient.
I love this. This is a good John
really
Kincade today. Connor, where's this guy been?
I don't know, man, but I'm glad he showed up for opening day. This is going to be great. This season's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited because I think there are a lot of people like John. Maybe not they'll win the division, but this is a season where the belief is that we're going to have a really, really good time through all 162.
Absolutely. And I think there's a belief that come playoff time that they should be able to do it again. I mean, we'll play you some clips from Matt Gelb later on in this hour about how the rotation, and it's not just Matt Gelb saying it, we said it, right?
Right.
We asked Tim Kirkchin the other day, the front three, the top three of the rotation of Wheeler, Nola, and Ranger Suarez, where does that rank among other rotations in Major League Baseball? It's going to be near the top, and it will be near the top come the end of this season. Like, I'm not just saying it going into this season that it could be. I think it will be come the end of the season that Wheeler, Nola, Ranger, Suarez will be near the top as a top three rotation. There's a couple of teams that will rival that. Baltimore's got some good arms with Corbin Burns. He pitched pretty well yesterday. The Diamondbacks, with the addition of Jordan Montgomery, now all of a sudden they have a pretty loaded rotation, right? Phillies might not have the best rotation 1 through 5, but 1 through 3. And then what does it matter come playoff time? 1 through 3 is what matters. You can mess around with the fourth game where Christopher Sanchez pitches a couple innings and then you go with the bullpen game route. Just let him go a little bit deeper than 2 1/3 this year. But your Wheeler, Nola, Suarez, that puts supreme confidence into me every time those guys go out there.
I can't speak to the Flyers fan base right now as far as their personality because it really has been sort of laying in the weeds for a few years.
Yes.
So we don't see it as much. But I will tell you this. I believe the Phillies have the most positive fan base.
I agree.
I think they have the most forgiving fan base.
So we talked about that, yeah.
And so to me, I hope everybody learns these lessons going into the year. That it's like, it is 162. It really is. It's one of my biggest pet peeves doing this for a living as long as I have. Mm-hmm. It's the idea that people one game will decide for them everything. I've already resolved myself to the fact that Rob Thompson is going to be Rob Thompson. And there are going to be mornings where we come in here and he's going to annoy the hell out of me.
You're going to say, why did he make that decision?
By the way that he did decisions. Yeah. But overall, I know he is an impressive leader of men.
Right.
That can create a great atmosphere for a baseball team to come to the clubhouse every day. And so, he's a guy who deserves the respect for that.
Yes.
But he also can take criticism for it.
Oh, and he should.
Take criticism
any
for
manager,
mistakes.
Any coach should take. Look, I want Nick Sirianni out of town, right?
Right.
And he's made the playoffs 3 straight years. So any coach, any leader should have that kind of criticism. We should react to it. But going too far sometimes is my problem. I've had a caller. I love him to death. And I hope to hear from him again soon. He stopped calling because he got frustrated.
Okay.
His name was Sugar Bear from South Philly.
I remember Sugar Bear.
He lives steps from Citizens Bank Park.
Maybe we'll see him today.
And he is the biggest hater of Rob Thompson. and it's kind of like what the best show ever says about Doc Rivers.
He
Doc
only
Rivers,
manages the losses. He only coaches the losses.
But never gets any
I
wins.
love that, by the way. That is one of the best sports radio things I've ever heard.
It's awesome.
He only coaches the losses.
So he kind of believes that Rob Thompson loses every game, but whenever they win, he won't give him the credit for it. And look, he was burned by the Zach Wheeler pulling of Wheeler in Game 6.
I still will never forget.
Even though it had worked throughout the entire playoffs, right? I was okay with the decision.
It was the last game of the year.
I was okay with the decision. Either way, if he kept Wheeler, I was cool with it. If he put Alvarado in, I was cool with it.
He was pitching his ass off.
I know he
and
was.
it was the last game of the year.
But
there was nothing to worry about saving him. But you did, because he was worried about using him again. You didn't have to use him again.
It worked the entire postseason.
I have it on pretty good authority that they had to talk that out.
Oh, yeah. No,
that wasn't
Wheeler's post-game press conference. You could tell that he was upset.
But that everything is great between them.
Yes.
But they had to talk that out.
Yeah.
That it was that much of an issue.
Well, yeah, if you're the ace of a staff and you're
you
getting
get pulled in the last game of the year.
I don't blame Wheeler for being upset, but I don't blame Rob Thompson for also making the move at the time because it had worked throughout the entire playoffs. But anyways, there are people that react and overreact throughout the entire season, and I just want to – it's the refresher course. Like 162 games is a long season. I would not be shocked if the Phillies start the season 1-2. Right? I wouldn't
might.
I wouldn't be
sure
shocked.
They might. It's
we
the Braves.
shouldn't go, oh, my God, they're worse than the Braves.
Here's one thing I would say, though, is, Connor, you probably could be a window into the soul on this for the two of us. Because now we have a show where the two of us sort of see things the same way as far as this. There are people in the audience right now, and I guarantee you on the text line at 610-632-0975.
That's correct.
That think we're idiots for this point of view and think that we're giving them a pass. And you know what I mean? Look, like taking a too soft approach.
Yeah, absolutely. And those people are wrong. Like, sorry.
Wait a minute. This is a trifecta.
I don't know what to tell you. There's only one way to consume the baseball season. You're going to drive yourself insane if 162 feels like 17. That's just not how it works. And I know people are going to, and you can call us and vent out the frustration or
and
text
we will.
us. Like, there will be times where we come in here and we're very upset with this team in May, in June, just because of individual efforts or individual games. But what we're saying is overall, you have one of the top 5 teams in baseball in this city.
Yep.
You went through a decade of not seeing playoffs to get to this point.
Yep.
This is just a great opportunity to just enjoy a great sport in the city.
I had a guy who tweeted at me before, obviously the season starts today, but probably a month or so ago, and he said, if they don't win the World Series, I'm out. And it's like, yo, dude.
What?
You're out?
Really?
You're out?
How about this?
Like, that's
I could hear
a bit much.
I could hear somebody saying, if this team with this payroll wins 70 games,
I'm out. Right.
I'm out on them.
No, he said if they don't win the World Series, I'm out, which is crazy.
Absurd.
So you say we have an early text, Connor?
We do. We have a check-in from Cincinnati, actually. Nice one by the Reds yesterday. David in Cincinnati says, let's just enjoy the ride. Let's not look for reasons to be unhappy before the season starts. There are going to be peaks and valleys. That's why 162 is so much fun. And says, can't wait to enjoy baseball with my kids all season long.
See, that's
that's
awesome.
awesome.
What it's about.
The kid angle is a beautiful thing.
Now, he has the Phillies will be at the Reds for a 4-game set coming up in late April.
Oh, so that's
So
nice.
I hope he gets out there and he gets to see there's a 4-game set there.
So something that David in Cincinnati said,
Yes.
something that David said that I will promise you today. Today, all 4 hours or 3 hours and 40 minutes left that we have in this show, I promise to appease a lot of you, today's a day where it's pretty much all positive Phillies talk.
I can't imagine.
It's opening day.
But the thing is, though, honestly, the three of us, when it comes to this topic, we're all just different levels of positive.
Right. Connor and I both have the Braves winning the division, but we both think it's a race to the end of it. It's not like the Phillies are going to lay down and have no shot.
There's nothing but positive regarding the Phillies, at least so far from this show.
Yeah, but
it's weird because part of that bothers me a little bit.
Oh, stop. We're fine.
No. It just always goes is that whenever things are too positive in coverage, I always wonder, are we missing something? Are we missing something or glossing over something that maybe somebody else? Because we're all Phillied up.
Of course.
Look, is there somebody out there who's like, guys, you're missing this. this could be that Achilles heel and you're missing it?
Well, I think if there is one, it's the back end of the rotation because you don't have Taijuan Walker to start the season. You're relying on Christopher Sanchez
Right.
to take a step forward. You're relying on Spencer Turnbull to give you solid outings. So
By the way,
that's probably what we might be glossing over. But I'm sorry, Spencer Turnbull is going to be going up against other fifth starters in the rotation. So the Phillies should score runs in those games.
I'm not worried about if this team doesn't meet expectations, it's not going to be because of Spencer Turnbull.
Right, exactly.
If this team doesn't meet expectations, as Larry Boa said again yesterday with Bob Cooney in middays, it's not going to be because Johan Rojas,
right.
his bat goes cold. It's going to be because this is a star-laden team. Nola, Wheeler, and now Suarez.
Yeah.
They got to carry this group. Turner, Bryce Harper, Castellanos, and Schwarber. They got to carry this team.
And I think they will.
I do think too.
And that's why coming up next, I will tell you my 5 positive predictions. I get it. Everybody wants holly jolly all the time. Sometimes we can't do it. But on opening day,
You got 5.
On opening day, I could have probably given you 15, but I decided to go with 5.
Okay.
So coming up next, I will give you my 5 positive predictions going into 2024. Now, I'm giving you both a homework assignment. Later on in the show, I want you both to give 5 positive predictions as well. But because I'm telling you this at 6:20, I'm not going to have you do it next segment, okay? So
Thank you. It's Connor and I don't do homework. We do homework way in advance.
Positive predictions going into 2024, which I wrote on 975thefanatic.com. We'll run through them. I would love to hear your guys' reactions to it. But also, everybody on the phone, 610-632-0975, via call-in or text line. I'll give you those 5 very positive, I will say, very positive predictions going into the Phillies 2024 season next. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Salciunas on opening day. Happy holiday, Philadelphia. The Phillies are back. They start their 2024 campaign today against the Atlanta Braves. I'm so excited for it. And I promise you, today is a day where we just go full on positivity, John.
There really isn't.
There's not much debate.
Again, now I'm not saying that in Philly sports radio you won't hear contrived.
Right.
Because I hear a lot of it.
We know that.
But the idea is there's nothing to be contrived about. Opening day, even the grumpiest of Phillies fans, you feel good about the season open.
Well, and because they're good. So I put out an article on 975thefanatic.com, our digital content, and here's the opening paragraph to that point. I said a lot is said about Philadelphia media and how, quote, you're always so negative. Let me be the first, even though I'm not, to tell you that I and a lot of my coworkers are fans of all Philadelphia teams. The reason why we seem negative is because we're in the business of reacting and providing opinion.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis. And I went on to say, we haven't seen much success. 50 years for the Flyers, 40 for the Sixers, 15 for the Phillies, and I said, thank God it's only 6 for the Eagles at this point.
I would say this, too, is that there's the idea of, I think that in this city right now, there is so much goodwill brought up. When you have an October run, there's so much goodwill that carries over.
Oh, yeah.
Last year, I have a business of sports running for Pico right now. The Phillies had that great run in October in 22. They went from 28,000 a game fans a game to 38,000.
Yeah.
Last year.
It should go up again this year, I imagine.
I would imagine so, but there really isn't a ton of way to go. I mean, they're going to pack that place.
Yeah.
But last year, it went up 10,000 fans a game.
A game, right.
Because of the positivity of what's going on.
Well, now gate sales are higher, right? People are going up to, hey, any tickets available, right? And so it's great. And so the beauty of this season is you also have high expectations. So that's why there's also filled with excitement. So here are my 5 positive predictions for the Phillies in the 2024 season. And we've discussed a few of these. And the first one I'll give you is the man whose name is on your back right now. John Kincade did it. He bought the Trey Turner jersey. He was told he needed to do it because it would bring good vibes to Turner.
Now, you know what? I got bullied into that by a listener. And I just said, no, here was my choices. So, Connor, I did not tell you my choices. At the Wynwood Rally House, it honestly, it looked like they had just been the amount of Philly stuff going off the shelf. There were people, when I went into the Wynwood Rally House.
Oh, everyone's fired up.
There were 6 people in line, and every one of them had something Phillies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so on the wall, your choice of jerseys was there was a Turner, there was a Real Muto, there was a Castellanos, and there was a Schwarber.
Turner's the safest.
That is what I think
of those 4.
And I thought that was one. Plus, my daughter tends to want to steal any sports gear I've got.
I did that for my dad.
She goes, so I knew that this is something Liv would like this. And she's like, Dad, always go bigger. Go one size bigger. I feel like it's like a blouse. She goes, go one size bigger so you can, that way you can put a hoodie under it.
Oh, yeah. So I have Trey Turner, and I said this to you earlier in the week, will be an all-star. I believe Trey Turner will be an all-star. I think what he did post-ovation last year, if he put those numbers together in April and May, he's probably going to be an all-star come July. And I don't think he falls off. Like, I don't think he's going to hit 350 every single month. But I think Trey Turner is going to come out the gate stronger. I do believe the contract thing, whether you want to give him that excuse or not, like, I understand. Like, woe was me. You signed a $330 million contract, right? Maybe that was part of it. Maybe that added pressure coming into a new city, even though all this is baloney to me, but whatever, it may have affected him. Who knows? We're not in his brain, right? We're not in his brain. We're not in his heart. I think Trey Turner will be an all-star come the Midsummer Classic. All right? So that was positive prediction number 1.
Is there any negativity allowed to, like, say, I think your prediction is not going to happen?
No, that's not negative.
Okay, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
I don't believe it is, but I love your positivity.
And it's not because you think he stinks.
No, it's because I
just don't think he's an all-star.
No, and I think that, yes, I do believe, Connor, you've asked about it before. I do believe that I think his defense can improve, but I think it's been declining for a while.
Okay, even though not many people make the all-star team because of defense.
Sure. but it can be a differentiator. There's a lot of strong shortstops.
There are. We see MVP vintage Bryce Harper all year as long as he stays healthy.
Love that one.
I think come the end of the season, he will be near the top of a lot of offensive statistical categories. Home runs, RBI, runs scored, hits, on-base percentage, slugging, which is now...
Okay, sure.
When you're looking up at the Fanavision at Citizens Bank Park,
Fanavision.
and they have the letters that you don't even recognize, the statistical categories.
Which I hope they will.
Bryce Harper leads the league in WXBT7.
Yes.
Now, he'll be up there, all right?
Now, Ray Dunn will have to, text me and say,
What those things are.
John, this is what that is.
Okay. So we see vintage Bryce Harper. I think Aaron Nola, and I know, Connor, you might need a cigarette after this one.
Oh, let's go.
I think he'll be a finalist for a Cy Young this year.
I love that one.
A
I'm gonna need a
finalist.
minute.
I don't know that I agree with it,
Not
but I
saying he's
love
going to
it.
win. I think he
love
gets a vote here or there. I think Aaron Nola, as long as he starts the season well, and like Trey Turner, I think the contract thing, but this was the opposite. It was the contract looming. I think he knows he's here.
Because he wanted to be here.
He wanted to be here. He is here. They did make adjustments. Remember last year we all thought he was going to have issues with the pitch clock? We all said it. I don't think there was a single person that didn't say Aaron Nola will be the guy that struggles with the pitch clock. Caleb Cotham did a tremendous job changing his approach, especially with runners on base. Because remember, when there was nobody on, Nola was stellar last year. The second a batter got on base, the opponent's batting averages were like 350. I think he's settled in. He knows he's here. He is a talented pitcher. I think he puts a lot of stuff behind him. I think he'll be a finalist for Cy Young this year.
All right.
You like it? All right.
I want to believe it, and I do think he's going to have a fantastic year.
Okay.
So that's good. That's a good.
So you might not go as far as finalist
I'm not
for
going
Cy
I'm
Young.
not going as far as you with Turner or Nola, but I do believe that the arrow is pointed up for both of them from 2023.
All right, number 4, Ranger Suarez will win a Gold Glove. I said this a couple of times. I think it's because, we already know he's talented. I think the bigger story to that is he'll pitch enough innings.
Okay, that's good.
That means he's going to be healthy. That means he's going to be as good as we think he could be. So I think Ranger Suarez will win a Gold Glove, and that really comes down to him qualifying. Finally, for all you, doubters out there, for all you haters of me, because you guys are not foxhole people. You'll backstab me at any second.
Well, when you're dumb.
Yeah, Connor and I we may have the knives out right now. What is it?
No matter who the center fielder is, they will win. All right? This is for all of you Rojas people.
Okay, that's the worst. That is the weakest prediction. That is the worst prediction you could ever
you guys
make.
know
no
how
matter
I
who's the
feel.
center fielder, they will win.
But you guys know how I feel about Rojas starting the season in center field. But to your points, what's the record? I think they'll be winning games even when he's batting 170 come June. And you guys are all saying, we should be concerned about this. But whether it's Rojas, Pache, if Marsh flips over there, no matter who the center fielder is, they're going to be winning games, and they'll be in that division race. They're not going to be 5 games under 500 come June 1st. It might be the weakest of the 5, but
that's the weakest of the 5.
But because we've been debating it for the last, this is our 10th show together. We've been debating it since show number 1.
We have.
I just want to throw you guys a bone, no matter who it is, and we know it's going to be Rojas. They're going to be winning. So those are my 5 positive predictions going into 2024.
So you've come around on Johan Rojas at the plate is never going to be the reason why this team wins or loses.
Correct.
On an individual game, it could be.
Yes.
If he comes up with 2 guys on 3 different times and doesn't come through. And they lose by 1.
Yes.
There might be a game, but overall it's not happening.
Overall, it's not going to happen. But my biggest thing, I think what people keep on misunderstanding is I know how people will start handling if he's batting 150. And he'll hear it from fans. He will hear it. People don't keep their mouths shut. And I do wonder if confidence could take a bit of a hit if he's struggling.
All right, let me ask you this. And, Connor, you have to answer this one, too. If the Phillies start out 20-12, and Johan Rojas is hitting 168, I will insist they are getting and he's playing his typical great defense.
Right.
He will get no booing. He will not be booed.
I'm not going to say booing. I'm saying, we're going to get a phone call. Man, I love the start for the Phillies. Hey, Kincade Salciunas, first time, long time. Love the show. Great start. I love what you guys are doing. I got to say, though, great start for the Phils, but Rojas, man, I'm telling you, I'm worried about him. He might be a reason why they don't win it. You know that's going to happen.
I'm going to tell you that then there's every show has dumb calls. Every show sometimes has a dumb host from time to time. I'm going to say that's a dumb – well, no. I said, believe me, I'm going to have plenty of dumb stuff over the years, so it works. But
you know it's
that's
coming.
one. Yeah, you know it's coming.
You know it's coming.
No, but I don't
because
know it's coming.
when you have expectations like this, you look for every crack in the armor as to why they might not win something.
But I really believe in Rojas. So I don't know that it's coming.
Okay.
You know that it's coming. I don't know that it's coming.
I believe in that glove, though, dude. Stellar. Incredible outfielder. All right, so I think Trey Turner's an all-star. You say maybe not, but you think he's going to be going trending upward.
I think the arrow points up in every direction for him this year.
Well, if you think I'm off base for saying he's an all-star, I can't wait for you to hear what Matt Gelb said on the best show ever yesterday about Trey Turner, because he didn't just go a step further. He drove further when it came to Trey Turner.
We may have to track him down later.
We might have to. So we'll play that for you. Also, you got to hear what he said about the rotation. This should just get you juiced up, guys. It's opening day. It is opening day in Philadelphia. I can't wait for it. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Coming up this week in Philadelphia sports.
You on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title. Last year, I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL product and how it's constantly changing. Is it changing for the good or is it changing for the bad? What have you liked? What haven't you liked?
Reaction to Saquon Barkley? Good job, Howie. Cool. Now he just has to outperform DeAndre Swift. Got to get 1,300 rushing yards, 1,200, 1,300, maybe about 500 receiving yards. But here's the best thing about it. It's a kiss move. Keep it simple, stupid. This guy stays on the field almost all the time.
I want to run one by you.
Okay.
The Phillies core. Now, I don't mean Bryce Harper and Trey Turner. Those guys have signed into 2030, right? They're here for a long time. But the core also adds Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto. Obviously, you have your young guys, Bryson Stott and Alec Bohm. But the core to me is the free agents, the guy that you're paying big money for, other than Harper and Turner, because they're not going anywhere. It's Schwarber, it's Realmuto, it's Castellanos.
I like this Kenny Pickett move. It's one of those low-risk, possibly high-reward type of deals. I think the most realistic path is he develops more here. Another team wants to take a flyer on him, and you flip him maybe for a second-round pick, kind of like they did A.J. Feely back in the day. Love the move.
Can't build a team around a Tyrese Maxey. you have to have, like, he is the great second piece. Really, really good second piece, maybe a phenomenal third piece. But growing into that really good second piece.
Hey, you on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
Most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title. Last year, I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because
47 on opening day, Kincade and Salciunas. Oh, man, we're going to have a lot of fun today. Look, I'm going to remind you guys multiple times as the show goes on what we have in store for you today. But 9 o'clock hour, we'll do what we did yesterday. We'll play Know the Show from the 9 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets. Phillies, Reds, next Wednesday, the first business person special, and you will go with us, Kincade and Salciunas. Connor will be there. Haley will be there. We already gave away a pair yesterday. We'll give away another pair later on the 9 o'clock hour today. We're going to build an SGP for today's game.
I'm already on the Bet Parks app.
Yeah, you're on your app. I'm on my app. Connor's on his app. We're all cooking something up. So we'll put together a Kincade and Salciunas parlay. We also have to do a Kincade and Salciunas pick of the day.
Yeah,
maybe not the whole parlay, the play of the day. So just where we,
all right, we'll do that.
Where we give one pick for today.
I just love the whole vibe of opening day.
Oh my God, it's amazing because you're sitting back and you're watching. Like, dude, I can't tell you. You know me. I love baseball. Baseball's number one.
Baseball's number one,
which I know is weird in Philadelphia because the Eagles are number one for a lot of people.
I was raised by a man who baseball was always his
and that was my
baseball
dad
was
too.
always his number one.
Dude, when I tell you yesterday, Cooper, go play with your toys, boy. Like just. I had Dodgers Cardinals on yesterday.
You showed him Ohtani, you said.
I did, yeah.
And he started singing Happy Birthday.
He started singing Happy Birthday out of nowhere. It had nothing to do with Ohtani. And then, of course, Ohtani hits one down the line and tries to extend it to a triple. But Mookie never went home.
So he pulled a Harper?
No, the conspiracy theories were out.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yes,
that he was trying to get that extra base.
He had the over on bases.
He had the over. Dude, that's all over social media. It was, why did he run a third when Mookie didn't go home? It was incredible.
That's a weird thing.
But yeah, man, the vibe of baseball. I watched the Rangers win it in the 10th last night, so I saw extra innings baseball. Right, it's beautiful. So we're back. So I told you that Trey Turner will be an all-star.
Okay.
And you disagree with it, but you do think arrow pointing up.
No, and in every single thing about his game.
Yeah, you're not saying Turner stinks. So I say he's going to be an all-star. Matt Gelb, who'll be joining us later on today, was on with the best show ever yesterday and said this about Trey Turner.
My bold prediction, and they wanted me to go bold, I said that Trey Turner would win the National League MVP. You're talking about a guy who is more comfortable, obviously, now. He's going to be 31 in June. He's fully in the prime of his career. And when he's right, I mean, he is one of the 10 best players in the sport. I truly believe that. And, we didn't see him right for the first 4 months of last year. And then you look up at the season numbers after the last 2 months he had, and you're like, whoa. I mean, like, they weren't up to Trey Turner's standards, but they were still that of a productive player. And he basically did it all in 2 months. And so call it a hunch, call it whatever you want. I think it's out there, no doubt. There are definitely better players in the National League, but I think it's well within the realm of possibility.
So my reasoning for All-Star is what he kind of said. That 2-month stretch that he had, if you look at his stats, like let's say you're not a Phillies fan. You're a Chicago White Sox fan, and you go, let me see what the Phillies did last year, and you scroll down to Trey Turner, and you didn't follow the season, you're probably going, damn, that was a good year, right? Because he ended up hitting, around 260, had 26 home runs, scored a bunch of runs, but he was so bad the first half of the season. I think that second half translates to an All-Star appearance. Matt Gelb goes a step forward and thinks, or I said, dude, he drove miles forward.
I think miles forward.
That he puts it together the entire season, wins MVP.
You know, the thing, though, is where when somebody like Gelb says it, the people who are there every day with eyeballs on them that travel with them that see it, I always believe that they see something or hear something and observe things that we don't.
Right.
Through the television or through going to a game, being in the stands, being in the press box. I'm intrigued. Let's put it this way, I'm intrigued. And I will take credit for it because of spending on this.
Because you're wearing the jersey.
On the replica, which wasn't cheap, by the way. Now, they have great prices at Rally House.
They do. But no, it's the authentic jersey. The authentic jersey is always up there.
This is more than I like to spend.
And another thing to Turner, and I know that you and I kind of have a similar feel of, oh, woe was me. He signed a $300 million.
Stop it.
But I will say this. So Larry Bow was on with Bob yesterday. I had him on when I was in Clearwater. He came up to the radio booth.
It's a great discussion.
Thank you. So I asked him about Turner. And he said, look, I get it. The money, like, people don't think about this kind of stuff. Now, this is coming from a former Major League Baseball player.
Sure.
He said, we're all human, man. So I know for you and I, for Connor, Mr. Collegiate Pitcher, like, I know it's a little bit different for us.
I roll my eyes.
I do too.
And it's maybe not fair.
It may not be fair.
But when I heard Nick Castellanos talking like last spring about, well, I had to move my family, and we had to move.
I get it.
And we had to get adjusted to our new neighborhood.
What happened last year?
And then the second year he did better. But when I hear that, I lived it. It's worse. It's worse than the Kirkering flu.
But you're you.
Hey, right arm.
I know. So
right
that's
arm,
where
forearm
where my opinion comes from, Connor. Is the idea is that I lived apart from my wife and child for 17 months, where on a daily basis I didn't get to hug my daughter, I didn't get to kiss my wife.
Well, it got hard for you, I imagine.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. But you have to put the big boy pants on and get on with it.
I get it. But when players, Castellanos said it about himself. Castellanos took to Turner's defense at one point last year. And when Larry Boa says, look, we're all human. So I agree. I roll my eyes too. But
and that might not be fair.
It might not be.
But
we're not a part of the fraternity, man. Now, another thing Matt Gelb said yesterday talks about the rotation and just how dominant 1 through 3 can be.
It's going to take them where they want to go. I mean, like, if they go far, it's because of the top 3 in the rotation. And I'm including Ranger Suarez because I do think he's primed to take a jump. I mean, he's never made 30 starts in a Major League season. He's never gotten to 170 innings, but he's ready. And I think I would put their top 3 up against just about anyone's top 3. And you're right, the Braves' top 3 is quite good, too. And there's going to be some great matchups to start the season. I think it's only fitting that they start with the Braves, the team that they're chasing in the regular season, a team they've knocked out the last 2 postseasons. But, Wheeler, Nolan, Suarez, I mean, it really is a remarkable top 3. And
I mean, it's going to be one of the best come the end of the season.
Oh, absolutely.
Come the end of the season.
And again, all this, too, it's like, you guys are forgetting. Guys get injured and everything. I'm like, look, you don't make predictions.
No, you don't make predictions
based on yeah, well, we're going to predict that this guy goes on the DL or otherwise.
We're not going to do that. All right, so coming up next, I'll reset some of the questions I threw at you to start the show about how we as fans should be handling the 2024 season. We'll do the refresher course that 162 games is a lot more than 18 or 17.
We will.
Right? We shouldn't react as much like we do to Eagles games because there are some people that handle Phillies games like Eagles games. But I'll throw by some questions, and now that more people are waking up, want to hear from you on the text line, on the call line at 610-632-0975, based on how you as a fan will be handling the 2024 season. But also, I'm very excited for this. I read you my digital content.
Yes.
John Kincade explained why he has the Phillies winning the division. And I can't wait to hear why. And you said it's more because of what the Phillies will do and not what the Braves won't do.
Amen.
It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports
You on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
Most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us.
Oh,
Or even
no.
like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But
Yes.
thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title last year. I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL prop and how it's constantly changing. Is it changing for the good or is it changing for the bad? What have you liked? What haven't you liked?
Reaction to Saquon Barkley? Good job, Howie. Cool. Now he just has to outperform DeAndre Swift. Got to get 1,300 rushing yards, 1,200, 1,300, maybe about 500 receiving yards. But here's the best thing about it. It's a kiss move. Keep it simple, stupid. This guy stays on the field almost all the time.
I want to run one by you.
Okay.
The Phillies core. Now, I don't mean Bryce Harper and Trey Turner. Those guys have signed into 2030, right? They're here for a long time. But the core also adds Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto. Obviously, you have your young guys, Bryson Stott and Alec Bohm. But the core to me is the free agents, the guy that you're paying big money for, other than Harper and Turner, because they're not going anywhere. It's Schwarber, it's Realmuto, it's Castellanos.
I like this Kenny Pickett move. It's one of those low-risk, possibly high-reward type of deals. I think the most realistic path is he develops more here. Another team wants to take a flyer on him, and you flip him maybe for a second-round pick, kind of like they did A.J. Philly back in the day. Love the move.
You can't build a team around a Tyrese Maxey. You have to have, he is the great second piece. Really, really good second piece, maybe a phenomenal third piece. But growing into that really good second piece.
Hey, you on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
Most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title last year. I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL product and how it's constantly changing. Is it changing for the good or here on Kincade and Salciunas? Coming up in a few minutes, John Kincade will explain to us why the Phillies will win the NL East, and it's not just fandom. Oh, it's because I believe in them. You're going to explain why they win the NL East, and I can't wait for it. Somebody responded, Dave, on social media. Brendan put out my 5 positive predictions. And again, this is a day of positivity. So if you have a thought, I will. You have that thought, baby.
So who was ripping you for?
No, I wasn't ripped. I just, between you and me, may vehemently disagree with this, but I'm for it. He thinks Bohm hits over 30 bombs this year. And then has no more than 6 errors, which, look, he's worked on his glove, so that'd be great. I don't know if Bohm
I don't think either of them can have. I think it's too big a jump in home runs.
I don't think Bohm hits 30. He has 31 specifically. I don't think so. But, hey, you know what, Dave?
It's your day.
It's your day, baby.
It's everybody's day.
It's everybody's day today. So that's why I want to just reset before I get your reasoning why they're going to win the NL East. I would love to hear from you on the phones or on the text line at 610-632-0975 and answer one of those 3-part questions. It's, when you would get the test and it's question 1, but then it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G afterward.
Oh, no.
And those tests were the worst, so I apologize. I'm doing this to you. How are you handling yourself as a Phillies fan going into the 2024 season? Now, that's the initial question. The bullet points to it. Are you going to overreact to every single game? If things get, let's say they're going through a little tough stretch, are you going to say this is why they're not going to win the World Series, or are you going to let it play out because it is a long season? If somebody is struggling, are you going to say you got to change the lineup, change this, change that, or are you going to see it play out like it has the last couple of years?
What is play out for you? You got to define that to somebody if they're listening.
All right.
Is play out like
Let
mine.
me say this.
Memorial Day, to me, is my first time that I make any kind of grand evaluations, because that's usually 50 games.
Right. Kyle Schwarber. He's batting leadoff to start the season now, right? Remember the last couple of years he got moved up in June, and we know how Kyle Schwarber has changed his seasons come June, and we know that once he's in the starting lineup, they just win. I don't get it, but they just win. If Schwarber is still hitting one whatever, and remember, his power surge doesn't really start till June. June Schwarber's a real thing, right? Or are you going to start saying get him out of the leadoff spot?
I think it's all going to go down to what the record is.
Okay.
And I believe that people are going to get, again, if this team's 20-12, I'll just throw that number out there. If they go 20-12, I don't think people are going to be nitpicking. I think if this team is 12-16, people absolutely will.
If they're 12-16, are we going to nitpick, or are we going to say, let's wait till June 1st? What will be the majority of what people are saying?
The majority of people will be the people that will be nitpicking.
Okay.
But the bottom line is that I don't understand why people say that hitting season, as if we're sitting if we're in Alaska. As if they don't have cold weather anywhere else.
We're the only city that hitting season doesn't start.
It's like, come on, like what? Enough.
I watched the
enough
Orioles
with that.
The Orioles scored 11 runs yesterday.
The Diamondbacks scored 16.
16 runs
14
yesterday.
in an inning.
But hitting season doesn't start till June in Philadelphia, and it's been this way forever. How many times
and
you heard
people accept it? And that's the thing is people accept it as being like, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is real.
But over the last 2 years, it's played out that way. And like people will point to that.
It has.
Another thing that I ask for you, the fans that are listening, I would love your answers. 610-632-0975, either on the phones or the text line, because the text line's a beautiful thing. Do you let high expectations hurt your enjoyment of a season?
I believe people do. And I believe my joy in a season, when it's Super Bowl or bust, when it's World Series or bust, I think those sometimes tend to be more angsty than joyous.
Which is what we saw last year with the Eagles.
Last year was an angsty season.
Even though we all knew the 10-1 wasn't a pretty 10-1 because it was Super Bowl or bust.
It was angsty.
It was, yeah, oh yeah. Connor, do you allow high expectations almost affect your season in a negative way?
No,
Okay.
not at all. Dude, when they have low expectations, I'm still super positive on the Phillies compared to, I think, the average person who watches this team.
Oh, okay.
And when we have a season like this one, it's going to be really hard for you to make me feel bad about this team. They'd have to have such a slow start.
Right.
Like slower than the past couple years, because I know even if they start, and they're not going to.
And exactly, they're not going to.
But if they start like they did the past 2 seasons, I know they're still fine. I've seen it. I know people will be upset, but I'm always a big picture guy, and even this early, I know this team's really good already.
If they go 1-2 this to start the series against the Braves.
1-2, I don't think people will be that.
If they go 1-2, how early in the show? Because we're the first show in the station Monday mornings. How early into the show do we get a text, a tweet, or a caller of somebody concerned?
I don't believe that.
We don't get one? So I'll set the line at
you're saying,
0.5.
wait a minute, this is where I go. We live in a city, a metro area of like 8 million people. I believe there will be one idiot.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I don't understand what standard you're setting here. There will be an idiot who will say that. That's where I say it again, and I really do with social media. Not even 1 in 5 people uses X or Twitter. Not even 1 in 5 citizens. And people take it like, well, that's what the fan base thinks.
Oh, don't you worry.
That's what the verbal fan base thinks.
I will provide that for us on this program.
And again, one out of every, not even 1 out of every 100 listeners ever calls a sports radio station.
It's amazing.
So, I mean, it's like, this is what the fans think. No, this is what the same people think that you hear from. It tends to be people you get to know their names.
Yes.
Because most people do not ever pick up the phone.
All right, so John Kincade made his prediction yesterday. So we went through our division winners yesterday, and we were in lockstep for a couple, and then which division was it?
Central. NL Central, we were all different.
I had Cardinals, you had Cubs, and
the Reds.
You had the Reds. So
I want to drug test you on the Cardinals one.
We'll see.
I know. I look at the Cardinals and that was bold. That is a bold pick. That's a bold pick.
Drug test. How long does it take?
I wasn't legitimately.
How long does it take to get out of the system? But you picked the Phillies. Connor and I both picked the Braves, and we didn't pick the Braves by 10, 15 wins. We think come the final 2 weeks of the season, the Phillies are still like there might be that series that goes, man, that's all right. That'll do it. The Braves are going to end up pulling away. They're 3.5 games with 10 left. It might be too hard to get to them. But we think it's going to come down to September. You have the Phillies winning the NL East, and it's not just because of vibes.
No, and I didn't pick them in 2022, and I did not pick them last year to win the division.
Neither did I.
But this year I am. So it's not being a Phillies homer or everything. And I do have a pretty good, I would say like a doctorate degree on the Braves and their organization.
Yeah, you know them pretty well.
I will tell you this. What annoys me, and it does bother me that there are people in this city that says, I believe this. This is mine. I don't truly believe in my team's chances when you say all they have to do is get in. It means you really don't believe your team's as good as you think they are. I believe this team is good enough to win the National League East, and I think they will. One of the reasons why is, I'll just tell you, is off the flat. Last year, they started out 4-8 in 2022 before going to 21-9 on June 1st. They started out 1-5 last year before going to 25-30 on June 1st.
I remember that 4-8 was Girardi, and they did the Game 3, he already did the give-up lineup.
The give-up lineup,
Against
which I don't understand.
A's.
Right, which I don't understand. So I don't believe they're getting off to a bad start this year. In fact, I will tell you, I think they're going to get off to a superior start.
Okay.
Wheeler will be Wheeler. Nola will be better Nola in a bounce-back year with the extension signed. And I believe Ranger Suarez takes a huge step forward. Not a little step forward, a huge one. And I think that playoff 3 changes the dynamic in the division, not only because of health, but because of that. The full season of Harper, he missed 2 full months in 2022. He missed 2 full months in 2023. And if you tell me that we had Harper in either of those seasons, I don't think the division's a blowout, necessarily. Trey Turner will play up to his hype. He was the worst shortstop in baseball last year. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think he's going to be much better at the plate, and his stable defense, just mediocre defense.
Yeah.
Just mediocre, middle-of-the-road defense will be good enough.
With your bat.
Will be good enough. This is one thing I say regarding the Braves. I think the last 2 Octobers are going to haunt them. Not because they're scared of the Phillies or anything, but I believe they know as they start the grind of 162 that nothing they do is going to matter to their fan base, to the national media or otherwise.
Their World Series are bust.
Correct. And there's nothing worse than that when after 2 years in a row of disappointments to the same teams, I think that's going to weigh on them. Just get us to the playoffs. Seriously. We know we're going to be in the postseason. Just get us there.
Right.
I think you're going to see a Braves team that's a little less motivated over 162. And obviously throw injuries out for all teams. I will tell you this. The Phillies are going to start out better. They will find themselves 10 games above 500 at some point in the month of May.
I love that.
The starting pitching will help the bullpen be better in the long term.
Yeah, because remember last year, like Gregory Soto pitched
too much
every day.
First 2 months.
And because the starting pitchers were going, 5 innings, and then you also had a lot of injuries to the bullpen to start the season. But you're right. If these guys are going 6 innings strong, I mean,
that bullpen's better in the long run. The Phillies will win the season series versus every NL East opponent. And I think the Braves mark will be a 7-6 because I think these two teams are razor thin margin. Phillies win 96. Braves win 95. Enjoy the 2024 season. And this time, Rob Thompson will have to manage the week off.
All right.
That week off, which has screwed with a lot of teams. It didn't screw with Houston. Somehow Houston figures it out.
Because they're a dynasty.
Other people don't figure it out.
Yeah.
But that's what I say, 96-95 Phillies win.
And I
the
like
National
that
League.
because I have the over for the Phillies win total, and I have the under for the Braves because the Braves is like 101.5.
I think I would hammer the Braves under.
Yeah, I don't think they're winning 102 plus.
And
games.
it's not because I don't think the Braves are a great team.
No, they're a great baseball team.
But I do believe the last 2 Octobers are going to haunt them. And are you kidding me? We got to go through 162 games just to get back to where we have a chance to prove what we are. I think mentally that's going to cause them to have some lapses. This will be the worst Braves team in 3 years record-wise. But it doesn't mean that they're going to be.
It's still mid-90s, right?
It doesn't mean that they're going to be a bad team.
Now, the one thing out of all of that was what you said at the beginning about how just get in. It's because you don't truly believe in your team.
That's what I do believe.
I still don't believe that.
Okay. Tell me why.
Because I'm not saying just get in. I think the Braves win the division. I think the Phillies win 90-plus games.
Okay.
I'm not going to lose sleep if they don't win the division.
But that's not what you're saying.
Okay. I've told you, look, I've told you multiple times, I don't know how many more times I can rely on the Braves choking and the Dodgers choking. Like, sometimes I want to be the top dog. But if the Phillies finish 6 or 7 games out, I'm not going to go into the playoffs fearing, oh, my God, my team's not as good as the Braves. Because to Connor's point, we've seen it the last 2 years now.
Right. So here's what you're doing, John. You want the kid in the class to get an A because you know they're capable of doing that. And Andrew and I are saying, we'll try and get an A. But if we get a B+, we're still going to graduate, and it doesn't make a difference really all that much.
B+. C's get degrees, baby.
Our abilities in the classroom. But that's it. Like, the Phillies are capable of having an A+ season. But if they have a B+ season, they can still graduate.
Then deliver.
Well,
if you're capable of something, deliver.
That's the expectation. But if they,
no,
but
I'm
if
saying
they
is if
don't, they're not getting kicked out of college for a B+.
But if you're capable of something, deliver. Show me because you know what, Connor? If they don't do it again, then I'm not going to want to hear from you or anybody else saying to me, well, they're capable of doing it. Bullcrap. They've been capable of doing it then. That would be a third straight season where they weren't capable of doing it. So stop telling me they're capable of doing it. That's all I'm saying. They're capable. This team, I believe, is going to waltz to 90 wins.
All right, we're gonna go to the phones.
Let's do it.
Let's go to a guy named Ricky. Ricky, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Save it, Andrew.
We love Ricky Bo.
By the way, how about this? We got Easter on Sunday and Christmas today.
That is good.
Absolutely.
A little different order this year on the Catholic calendar.
So hold on. First off, I to let people know this is Ricky Patalco. Why'd you call into the regular line? You don't know the VIP line at this point?
I do not, and I don't look at myself as a VIP. I'm just one of the people.
Plus, an Android doesn't let you have two numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they get on you about that, Ricky.
So what's up, dude?
You know what?
Today's
The phone
Christmas
works.
Day.
The phone works just the same. That's all I know.
Yeah, sure. How fired up are you today, man? It is opening day. I'm sure it still brings back great memories for you, dude.
It does. I mean, I call it Christmas morning, but it's not a joke. Like, to me, that's how I feel. I feel like, you know what? You wake up on this morning and you know something new is happening. You know it's a new baseball season, but it brings others. Let's face it, it brings the summer right behind it. And I think that kind of just adds to the mystique of the beginning of baseball season is that you know the shore days are behind it. You know the warmer weather's coming. You know, the shorts, the sun's out, guns out. Yeah, it's all right behind it. But there is something special about opening day, and it's unlike other sports. And I don't know. I'm not even 100% sure why that is. There's just something that is very attractive about this day every year.
So, Rick, tell us what is truly attractive about this team, and do you believe? I think they're winning the National League East. And that I'm getting some grief about that from a lot of people going, okay, now you're sounding like a bit of a homer. I don't think they're that. I think that they can play toe-to-toe with the Braves, and this is the year they win the division.
I'm going to just throw this in there, and I'm with you. I think they win the NL East this year, and everybody can kiss off because I believe that's exactly what's going to happen. Why? I want you to go take a look at the Braves' stats from last year. Offensive stats. That's all I want you to look at. And I want you to go up and down that lineup and say, oh, yeah, all 6 of these guys are going to have career years again. I don't think that's going to happen for the Atlanta Braves. I don't care. As a matter of fact, if the Phillies had those numbers, I would come into this season going, there's no way they're putting up those offensive numbers again. So I just believe that career years are exactly that. They happen once in a while. These guys are not all going to put up the numbers they put up home run-wise or RBI-wise from last year. This year, you have a healthy Bryce Harper starting the season. You have a Trey Turner who doesn't have a problem with anything, apparently, and he should be relaxed coming into this season. So there's a lot to be said for the Phillies right now. And I may like their number 3 starter, the Phillies, as much as I do their number 1 starter. How about that?
Talk about Ranger a little bit. You've been on the Ranger train for a long time.
I think you were the guy who literally ran that train.
Yeah, when I used to do the Fanatic Baseball Show on Wednesday, Wednesday nights, Ricky would join me, and like you even back then you were all Ranger Suarez'd up. So talk about Suarez a little bit. What makes him so effective?
I think the way he approaches a game is that, I just have to make my pitches and everything's going to be okay. You know what? There's not a lot of pitchers in baseball that can do that. There's not a lot of pitchers in baseball that would think that way. He's one of those guys who could pound the zone with the best of them, change speeds with the best of them, and if something goes wrong, you would have no idea. If you tuned into the game and it was 9-0 somebody else and he was still in the game, you would have no idea that it's 9-0 the other team. And you know what? I just think he's got special stuff. Hitters do not see the ball out of his hand to start with, and when that happens, I think you get that extra edge that even if you're not throwing 98, 99 miles an hour, you're sneaking fastballs by people. And that's just the thing that you're blessed with. That doesn't happen for everybody. But the other thing is, I mean, how good is he at fielding his position? Anything hit near the mound is not going to be a hit. He trusts himself. There's a lot of everything that I admire with Ranger Suarez, but I think it's his what's the word? His gusto, his way he goes about his business is my favorite part about Ranger.
Do you believe that we will see any changes in philosophy or execution by Rob Thompson this year? Do you think he's learned some lessons from the past, and if so, what would they be?
There's a lot of things that you do not learn from spring training, but I know they wanted this team to come in and take more pitches and be a little bit more selective up at the plate. And I think that would be beneficial. I think it's not all the time, though. You don't use that rule all the time because sooner or later the pitchers will pick up on it. You'll find yourself in a lot of 1-2, 0-2 counts. What they need to do is be, I guess, selective in certain games, in certain situations. Don't put yourself in a hole when you're sitting there with runners on second and third and nobody out. And I guess you could point at a couple guys, but Castellanos has been like that since he's been here. He's gonna go in his streaks where he swings at pretty much anything that's thrown up there, but then he's gonna go through these streaks where he reaches everything. So I just think being a little bit more selective, I think that's what Rob Thompson wants to do anyways. But as far as changing game plans, I don't necessarily think that happens anymore in baseball.
Ricky,
I really don't.
Before we let you go, because you got to start getting ready for your show, best show ever, coming your way at 2 o'clock. I got to ask you, you do this now for a living. You're on the radio side of things for a living, and you know how we handle shows. We talk about the hot button topics. So like Aaron Nola and how he's pitching, and Bryce Harper, how he's playing. Trey Turner, will he bounce back? What's the talking point that all of us haven't talked about enough? Like more of a deep cut Phillies angle going into this season.
I think the whole Bryson Stott, Alec Boehm still growing in this game. I think that would be, I mean, there have been people that touched on it. We've touched on it. But I think those two guys, I mean, they may be superstars in another year or two. I'm not saying both of them, but one of them may become one of the biggest superstars in baseball. Wow. And they're sitting right under our noses, and we don't even know it.
I know which one it is.
Is it Stott?
It's Stott.
I love that.
Right, Ricky?
Yeah, that would be my choice. But I think Alec Boehm has a chance to really hit for some power. I mean, his MO is going to have to be power because of his size at some point.
All right. Well, Ricky, listen,
Thanks,
man,
Rick.
we appreciate it. Enjoy Christmas morning and Christmas Day, all right?
You too.
There he is, Ricky
There you
Batalico, not on the Comcast Business Hotline, but I'll give him a plug anyway.
Yes.
Even though he called in the line one.
I like that, though. That's Ricky. That's very much Ricky.
All right, so coming up next, what is the public saying about the Phillies? And by public, I don't mean, down the street in South Philly. The betting trends.
Uh-oh.
What are the people saying about the Phillies going into this season? Our buddy Jimmy Shapiro sends out all those emails. I can tell you just that. Coming your way next, it's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Spring's eternal.
He was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
Most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title last year. I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL product and how it's constantly changing. Is it changing for the good or is it changing for the bad? What have you liked? What haven't you liked?
Reaction to Saquon Barkley? Good job, Howie. Cool. Now he just has to outperform DeAndre Swift. Got to get 1,300 rushing yards, 1,200, 1,300, maybe about 500 receiving yards. But here's the best thing about it. It's a kiss move. Keep it simple, stupid. This guy stays on the field almost all the time.
I want to run one by you.
Okay.
The Phillies core. Now, I don't mean Bryce Harper and Trey Turner. Those guys have signed into 2030, right? They're here for a long time. But the core also adds Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto. Obviously, you have your young guys, Bryson Stott and Alec Bohm. But the core to me is the free agent. It's the guy that you're paying big money for, other than Harper and Turner, because they're not going anywhere. It's Schwarber, it's Realmuto, it's Castellanos.
I like this Kenny Pickett move. It's one of those low-risk, possibly high-reward type of deals. I think the most realistic path is he develops more here. Another team wants to take a flyer on him, and you flip him maybe for a second-round pick, kind of like they did A.J. Philly back in the day. Love the move.
You can't build a team around a Tyrese Maxey. You have to have, he is the great second piece. Really, really good second piece, maybe a phenomenal third piece. But growing into that really good second piece.
Hey, you on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. And everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title last year. I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL product and how it's constantly changing. Is it changing for the good or is it changing for the bad? What have you liked? What haven't you liked?
Reaction to Saquon Barkley? Good job, Howie. Cool. Now he just has to outperform DeAndre Swift. Got to get 1,300 rushing yards, 1,200, 1,300, maybe about 500 receiving yards. But here's the best thing about it. It's a kiss move. Keep it simple, stupid. This guy stays on the field almost all the time.
I want to run one by you.
Okay.
the Phillies core. Now, I don't mean Bryce Harper and Trey Turner. Those guys have signed into 2030, right? They're here for a long time. But the core also adds Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto. So you have your young guys, Bryson Stott and Alec Bohm. But the core to me is the free agents, the guy that you're paying big money for, other than Harper and Turner, because they're not going anywhere. It's Schwarber, it's Realmuto, it's Castellanos.
I like this Kenny Pickett move. It's one of those low risk, possibly high reward type of deals. I think the most realistic path is he develops more here. Another team wants to take a flyer on him, and you flip him maybe for a second round pick, kind of like they did A.J. Philly back in the day. Love the move.
Can't build a team around a Tyrese Maxey. You have to have, like, he is the great second piece. Really, really good second piece, maybe a phenomenal third piece. But growing into that really good second piece.
Hey, you on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But they are. They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title last year. I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I'm not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing.
Is presented by the Bet Parks app. Sportsbook and casino in one.
Hey, you on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube
On Kincade Salciunas. Still a lot to come. It's been an awesome hour and a half to start the show because we're so fired up for Phillies baseball. Like I said, everybody's in our Phillies gear, our Rally House Phillies gear. The Trey Turner jersey looking good on you, Johnny.
Trey Turner, yes.
That's good, man. It's good.
I got guilted into it.
Well, look.
But it was Realmuto, Turner, and I think the shelf life matters.
Yes, but I like it for the vibes going into the season.
Oh, you know I'm a big vibes.
You are a big vibesman. You loved mine and Ray's conversations about the vibes.
Yeah,
man.
I love that. I can't wait to and hear what Garrett Stubbs is going to stick his foot in his mouth and do a Arcia for us this year.
Come on, man, Stubbs.
I love it. The last guy on the roster who has nothing to do with any of them winning or losing.
Yes.
Is the guy that is running his mouth.
Bulletin
we're
board
gonna
material.
go swimming in that pool, baby. We're gonna jump in that pool.
He said it got taken out of context, John.
Bull crap, it did.
All right,
that's nonsense.
Here's what we still have coming up on the show. And if you're just excited for opening day, you want to call in or text in 610-632-0975, feel free because it is a joyous day today. But later on the show, 9 o'clock hour, we have a couple of things. We'll be speaking with Matt Gelb. We played a couple of clips of his from the best show ever yesterday. He'll be joining us at around 9:15 this morning. Around 9:35, we'll be joined by our buddy John Brazer, director of fun and games for the Philadelphia Phillies. He hooked us up with a pair of, two pairs of Phillies tickets. Well, actually, I could say 4 pairs because we're going as well.
Yes.
But we gave away.
He didn't care if we went. He wanted to make sure our listeners got to go.
Well, we just swiped them for us.
We did.
So we gave out a pair of tickets yesterday to next week's Business Person Special. Next Wednesday, the Phillies taking on the Reds. And you're going to be going with us because we're going as well. It's going to be me. It's going to be John. It's going to be Connor. It's going to be Haley for this one. The next one, B. Gunn, will be joining us in May. And we gave away a pair yesterday. We will be giving away another pair in the 9 o'clock hour. We will play Know the Show specifically from the 9 o'clock hour. So make sure you're listening during the 9 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets for an early game against a very fun young Reds team as well. That's Connor's pick for the NL Central. They're going to be a very fun team to watch yesterday. They were fun to watch this season. They were fun to watch yesterday. But we still have a lot more. We're going to build an SGP for today. I always love doing that on big events.
I find it a little strange when I'm on my betting app before 7 o'clock, and I was today. That is rare. Unless I wake up really early on a Sunday, and I try not to. I try to get that rest on Saturday and Sunday. I think it's a little odd, being honest.
I had to
but
check.
Today is the day.
I made sure to check at 4 in the morning to make sure something hit, and it was a nice wake up. But I want to talk about some other stuff about the league. We got a lot. It's only 7:35, so thank God we still have so much to get to. But one of the things I wanted to tell you guys about is some trends going into 2024 season. I wanted to see what the public was thinking.
All right.
Now, first, I'm going to tell you already a bet for 2025.
You have a bet for next year?
For next year.
Okay, you're getting really ahead of yourself. Give it to him.
Do you see what Tyler O'Neill has done? Tyler O'Neill plays for the Boston Red Sox. He played for the Cardinals to start. He hit a home run yesterday.
All right.
5th straight season, he hit a home run on opening day. 5th straight season.
That's wild.
So already, I'm telling you, Tyler O'Neill, anytime home run, opening day 2025. That's the Kincade Salciunas.
Wow, that's incredible.
5 straight years. How amazing is that?
Okay, that's incredible.
5, and now with a new team, too. All right, but this is what the public is saying. So the NL East, the people, for the most part, are betting the Braves.
Yes.
75% of the money is going on the Braves to win the division. 25% are going on the Phillies.
I think it's still a smart bet based on the other years. I can understand why people would do it.
Yeah, and look, I have the Braves winning the division, but I do believe that both teams will, the Phillies will hit their over, the Braves will hit their under for win totals. The NL pennant.
Yes.
Dodgers, 2-1, top odds.
Makes sense.
Braves, second best, 3-1. Phillies, 8-1, but 11% of the money. So the Dodgers getting 33% of the money, Braves 25%, Phillies 11%. So they're still in the double-digit percentage.
I'm actually surprised it's at those odds. It's a good. A lot of people though make bets based on value.
Yes, I know. Yeah, it's a good value bet, and sometimes that's not smart.
Right, exactly.
There's a guy that used to work here
that would tell you about value
in our sales department, and he would bet the winners of the NCAA tournament based off the value. And I would go, okay, but Wagner's not going to win, bro.
Right. They're not going to win.
Oh, but the value's there. But
no, there's no value.
There's no value. You're losing. You might as well just burn the $10 or sometimes more because you think Wagner has good value.
Hey, they had a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they didn't.
Now, the World Series exact matchup, they have 20 most likely. So the highest, the highest possibility.
Dodgers, Astros?
Correct, at 11-1.
All right.
Now, I find this interesting. So the Phillies are on here 3 times, excuse me.
Phillies, Astros, number
Phillies,
1.
Astros are 39-1. So low on this list.
Phillies, Orioles?
Yes.
They're on there, but Phillies, Yankees, 44-1.
That's a terrible
bet.
But Phillies, Orioles. So it's the 20 most likely.
Right.
They're 20th at 62-1. I've now seen multiple pundits have Phillies, Orioles as the World Series matchup. People that cover the league, not just like people in the area that like both the Phillies and the Orioles because of the close proximity. No, people that cover the league have Phillies, Orioles. Buster only had Phillies, Yankees, but a lot of people have Phillies, Orioles.
Buster had Phillies, Yankees World Series?
Yes, he did. And he had the Phillies winning. But Phillies, Orioles, 62-1.
I can already tell you, Father's Day weekend, we're taking a bus trip down Saturday to Camden Yards.
That's cool. That's a great stadium.
Right out. So if you want to get on the bus, you can come on out to.
I would jump in on that.
Get on the bus. You think we'll talk about it?
I would jump in on that.
We'll talk about that.
So it looks like the people still have the Phillies. Betting trends are still going in the favor of the Phillies. Obviously, the Braves, Dodgers higher. Which can you blame anyone for doing that? But the Phillies on a couple of World Series tickets for a lot of people. I like it.
No, I do like it too.
And that's the public.
I like it.
This is some guy in Kansas has the Phillies. That's a good sign.
Yeah, the 2022 last year the Braves in their first 50 games started out 31-19. 12 games over.
Yeah.
2022 they were 4 games under at the 50-game mark. 23-27. So it doesn't necessarily mean you can jump them early. I don't like that this series is the first series.
I do like it.
I really don't. These 13 games are so mission critical to our summer, to everything like that. Now, look, if the Phillies go out and jump them this weekend,
and you'll love it.
That'll be great.
See, this is your problem. That's a very logical complaint.
Yeah, don't be logical with this one.
It's Phillies Braves to start the season.
No,
it's sick, dude.
I'd rather.
It's like
honestly,
Eagles Cowboys week 1. Like I would like it.
If I'm the schedule makers, now this is how I am. I would be like Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. I would have had Phillies Braves on the three holidays.
For the 4th of July game to be on Peacock or Apple TV or something, and nobody can watch it. It's just it's a logical way of looking at it. But sometimes you got to put logic beside you, man. This is theater. Phillies Braves to start the season is theater.
It will be theater.
And for the schedule makers, they know that.
And
they know that this is theater.
And it will be an under today.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Under 7.5.
Look, we got to build our SGP.
Yeah,
we have to be in
disagree
agreement
on that one, though.
We all have to be in agreement
so
to
that
build
one
the
might not
SGP.
make it, yes.
Let's go to Sean in Levittown. Sean, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
How you doing, guys?
How you doing, Sean?
Oh man, I'm so excited. Opening day should be a national holiday, I think.
It should be. I completely agree with you, man. Nobody should be working except for us today.
I don't think you guys should be working either, but I mean, somebody has to talk about it, right?
Well, and it's nice talk.
Yeah, it is. It is.
We're not yelling and screaming at each other.
It's an easy day at work.
Yeah, like I'm not complaining, dude.
Absolutely, and that makes the best of it, you know.
So what do you got? You got a bold prediction?
Yeah, I do. I heard yesterday about people making bold predictions. I figured I'd give a little bit of my own. I think Ranger Suarez is going to throw a perfect game this year.
Dude.
And the only reason I say that is because Ranger, he's one of those guys that he attacks. Throws strikes. He very rarely gets behind in the count.
And pitch count's usually pretty good for him.
Exactly. I feel like he's going to be one of those guys that, he has the potential to do it, and why not?
How about if you say Wheeler, Nola, Suarez, Sean, I may think that Ranger would be the one that I would think would be most logical.
Well, because he's cool, calm, and collected, too.
And he can throw a lot of ground balls.
And thanks for the call, Sean.
A lot of ground ball, and his pitch count, he handles the pitch count much better than Nola.
On my FanDuel Sportsbook app.
Yes.
Total numbers of perfect games during the regular season. Over/under is just a half. Yes, over plus 560.
I'd bet the over.
So, to Sean's
I bet
point,
the over.
Do it.
And we don't even have to put Ranger's name on it.
No, you don't have to. It's just whether or not there will be one. All right, coming up next, I asked Kevin Nagandi a question about the Phillies.
Yes.
About what the storyline is that he will be following closest. I want your answers. John, Connor, I'll give you mine. The storyline that will be following closest for the Phillies, but also, let's go all league-wide as well. We'll do one for the Phillies, one league-wide. Coming your way next, Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
When the birds are in the news, we are there with live press conferences.
As part of the international.
Verify the Fanatic. So coming up, we're going to give you the storylines that we're going to be following. One for the Phillies, one for the rest of the major leagues. I'll get one from all of you guys. But Johnny, the floor is yours. Yesterday, the Phillies were supposed to play. It got pushed to today.
Yes.
And John, there was outrage.
Yeah, this only needs like 30 seconds. If you are somebody who is saying, they should have played yesterday, man. Should have played. Yeah. It was raining at the ballpark yesterday. Between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock, it rained twice. So I don't know if at your house it wasn't raining. But there was literally a buddy of mine's in town doing live shots for Atlanta television.
Yes.
And he's like, and he's doing it with a freaking umbrella. So I don't know if at your house it wasn't raining. It was raining at the stadiums yesterday between those hours. The worst thing in the world would have been an opening day, not an ounce of sunshine in rain showers. It's so stupid that you would choose to bitch and complain about not, my opening day. Today, it's going to be sunny. It's going to be mid-50s. It's going to be a little breezy. There are going to be some gusts of wind. But it is ridiculous if you are banging a drum that the Phillies should have played yesterday when they had a perfectly good day to play it on today. For God's sakes, find some joy in your life. I mean, my God. Yesterday, it rained at the stadium at least twice between the hours of 3 and 5. Would have been great. Wheeler and Strider start, and then they say, take them off. And then they can't come back out after a rain delay.
So what you're saying is you shouldn't be ripping Cecily Tynan on social media.
No, and guess what? I'm not messing with Cess.
I don't know. I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for quite some time.
Exactly.
I say don't mess with Cess.
No, don't mess.
Because it's just stupid. When you had a perfect day on Friday, it's a no-brainer. Phillies did the right thing. And if you're whining and complaining about it, for God's sakes, Metamucil, whatever other thing keeps you, get out the constipation. For God's sakes.
All right. A Phillies storyline and then a Major League Baseball storyline that you guys will be following. I'll tell you mine first. For the Phillies, the play of Nick Castellanos, which is something we haven't talked much about because we're so focused on does Trey Turner have that resurgence, Bryce Harper healthy, the pitching staff. He was horrible in spring training. Now, you should not base spring training numbers off of what you think the player will be. But remember a couple of things. Castellanos, I still say, was your team MVP last year because you needed the right-handed power bat with the loss of Rhys Hoskins, and nobody thought that Castellanos would be the guy to do it, especially with the Turner struggles, right? So I give him credit for being the team MVP last year. But then at one point, he was batting 7th or 8th in the order at times. Rob Thompson dropped him down the order. I'm going to be paying close attention to a guy who, as you have said, maybe was going to be moved if they found a suitor.
I think they would have absolutely. There's been no player on the roster who, on the record, Dave Dombrowski has been more critical of than Nick Castellanos.
And it was like immediately after the season ended, there were people that covered the league that were talking about Castellanos as a guy that could potentially be traded. So that's a guy that I'll be following closely this year. Can he have more of it last season, or does it go back to 2 years ago? We'll find out. The national storyline I'll be following, it's kind of vague, but hitters versus pitchers. And the reason why I say that, last year, remember we all thought that the pitch clock would help the hitters?
Yes.
Saw a lot of home runs last year. There was also the no sticky stuff last year.
Amen.
Back in 2022, you had 4 guys hit 40 or more home runs. Judge had the crazy 62 homers. Schwarber had 46, and then Trout and Alonso both had 40. This past season, Olsen 54, Schwarber 47, Alonso 46, Ohtani 44, Acuna 41, Ozuna 40, and then Betts and Adalis Garcia were at 39, so they were right there. And there was a lot of guys with 35-plus home runs. Do we start seeing, is it more hitter-friendly this year? Or do we start seeing now that the pitchers get more comfortable with the pitch clock?
I've also heard Ricky Bo, and I believe it because I've had pitchers tell me about it all the time. The baseballs are different year to year.
Yeah.
Whether they're slick, whether they're tightly wound, whether the seams are more elevated or not. I think that is part of it. But to me, I do believe they enjoyed seeing all the bombs last year.
So you think it might be more the same?
More the same.
All right, so we'll see. John, local and then league-wide.
local storyline to watch, it has to be the rebounding of Trey Turner.
Okay.
Trey Turner, who, of course, I will take credit for, was supporting him by buying
as you should.
a jersey at Rally House. Trey Turner, if Trey Turner bounces back and is the Trey Turner they thought they were getting for $330 million, the sky's the limit for this team, depending on everything else going well. The national story that I will be watching is Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Because
for multiple reasons.
Because I don't believe the story, but I also believe it's got a ton of tentacles. Because once people start poking around one story, they sometimes find others.
Okay.
And that is what I will be interested in, the relationship between gambling and the professional sports leagues. But I think it will all spiral off the biggest player in the game of baseball being involved in one of these quote-unquote scandals.
So far, 5 for 13, 2 ribbies, 2 runs, 385.
Guy
Yeah,
sucks.
He sucks. Connor, local story, national story.
Local, the high leverage righties in the bullpen. The two guys you're counting on as right-handed relievers are a guy in Sir Anthony that we expect to bounce back, and a guy in Jeff Hoffman who had an amazing year last year.
Yeah.
But we're counting on a lot of stuff going their way.
Oh, he's my favorite player in the Phillies already.
Well, he better play like it.
The story that when I had him on in Clearwater, he was just awesome. So he's already
your guy.
I'm making a Hoffman jersey.
We're pro Hoffman on this program, but they're in a really big spot, and they're two guys that you're kind of believing in without as much of the track record as some others. So that's local. National,
that's very good, Locked On Phillies podcast, man.
Appreciate it. That's why they pay me the small bucks. And nationally, we're looking at a situation where there's a lot of really fun young players in baseball. I'm just looking at some of the teams with young stars. Ellie De La Cruz in Cincinnati. All the guys in Baltimore. See if the Blue Jays young core takes another step. Wyatt Langford with the Rangers defending World Series champions. There's just some Paul Skeens. There's some really good young players that are going to, I think, have breakout years to kind of shift generations. I'm excited to see how they do.
And also pitch. I mean, you look at yesterday. I know this is a MLB deep cut because nobody was really watching Tigers White Sox yesterday.
I was not.
Skubal went 6 strong, just allowed 3 hits. He's a pitcher that a lot of people are excited about.
He was really good at the end of last year.
Yep. And then was it Crochet? I'm guessing it's Crochet. He goes 6 strong, struck out 8. It was a 1-0 ball game.
My grandmother used to crochet.
All right, coming up next.
She loved baseball too. So
earlier in the show, I gave you guys a homework assignment. I know John did his. I don't know if Connor's done it.
Did you do your homework,
I've
Connor?
been done since 6:45.
There you go.
I gave you my 5 positive predictions for 2024. I will remind you what they are to start the 8 o'clock hour, but I wanted John and Connor to come up with them because I did this yesterday. It was my digital content, so I was done, man. You guys came to it late because I kind of made you guys do it late. We'll find out the 5 positive predictions that John and Connor will be giving your way next because this is a feel-good show today.
Mine are different.
This is a feel-good show as it is opening day in Philadelphia. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Salciunas. We have today's headlines with Connor Thomas coming up in a few minutes at 8:05.
The Atlanta Journal-Constitution really struggling for their coverage of Phillies Braves.
Why is that?
As they've just put out their opening day. They do a podcast, and then thing is that their special guest is me. So they're really hard up.
My condolences to them.
They're hard up. They're really hard up. You like my cover, though, for the YouTube audience?
That's nice.
The new phone cover.
The new Phillies phone cover.
That's the new
That's
2024 phone cover. So that's good.
Do you do you gaze at it sometimes?
I love.
Like, do you just sit there at your house and you look at your phone cover?
Well, that's a good one with the stitches.
It's a good. It's a good phone
It.
cover.
Skin It, I would tell you, is the company to go with.
I just, you're in love with it. I've seen you show that to like 15 people now.
I like cover. Well, it's my last one was 3 years, so
okay.
I'll get them new, and then I'm too cheap to say like, do you get a new one every year?
Connor,
No.
have you ever loved something?
No.
I don't want to say irrelevant to a phone cover, but I'll say as irrelevant to a phone cover in your life.
Oh, dude, 100%.
What?
Absolutely.
A lot of things. I get super attached to stuff. I find it very hard to throw out like old jerseys from like teams I played on, things like that.
I hear you.
That's stupid to some people.
And
but,
you're
like,
frugal like me.
I am.
Like
frugal.
we do share that in common.
Yes, I'm very frugal.
Our birthdays are really close, so there's some of that may come in.
Maybe that's what it is.
Could be.
Maybe that's.
You have my daughter's. Well, my daughter has your birthday.
Yes, that is true.
I see common characteristics between them too, and it is scary.
A good thing or a
my
bad
life's
thing.
gonna be my life's gonna be double.
Thing.
My life's gonna be double complicated.
All right. After today's headlines with Connor Thomas, I made John and Connor do a homework assignment.
And I always do my homework.
And I'm proud of you. I gave 5 positive predictions. All right. I wanted to make that clear. 5 positive predictions for the Phillies going into 2024. They're on the website, 975thefanatic.com, so I explain them in depth. But my 5 positive predictions for the Phillies in 2024 include Trey Turner will be an all-star. Bryce Harper may not win MVP, but we will see vintage MVP Bryce Harper. Come the end of the season, he is going to be statistically up there on a lot of categories. If you've paid attention to like the top 100 players lists over the last couple of years, I don't want to say disrespected, but he's been like in the 20s and 30s the last couple of years. He has not been in the teens like we have been accustomed to. So I think we see vintage Bryce Harper this year. I believe Aaron Nola will be a finalist for a Cy Young. I believe Ranger Suarez will win a Gold Glove because, remember, the only reason why he hasn't the last couple of years is he has not qualified. He has not pitched enough innings. I think that won't be an issue this year, and we know how stellar of a defender he is. So I think Ranger Suarez will win, might be a finalist. I think right now Ranger Suarez is going to win a Gold Glove this season. And the last one I gave was no matter who the center fielder is, the Phillies will win. And this is to appease all you Johan Rojas people out there, which is all of you, because I'm literally by myself when it comes to this, except for, Hall of Fame Jason Stark. So I'm going to get your 5 positive Phillies predictions coming up in a little bit, but it's 8:05. Time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Hello.
What's
Hi,
up, boys?
Connor.
Happy opening day. We've got to look around some other things happening just real quickly around the Philadelphia sports scene, though. Yesterday, some big news for the Flyers. Ivan Fedotov, a goalie out of Russia, has seemed to be heading towards the NHL. So he's 27 years old. The guy's like 6'1". He's actually 6'7". But a big goalie, has had success in Russia, had success in the Olympics, and now there's a chance he joins the Flyers before the end of the season. Johnny, I know you're Johnny Hockey over there. What are your thoughts on this? And I know how you feel about the backup goalie currently for the Flyers.
I'm not pleased with either of the goalies right now, I got to tell you. The Fedotov one is interesting to me. The Kolosov is more interesting to me. The other Russian goalie, who also is going to be potentially, I think will be here next year. But anything is better than what we've been seeing. Well, and last night was unacceptable again. Urson was not at his best.
Yeah, we haven't talked much about the game, but the Fedotov thing, it's a low risk, high reward, right? Like,
it's incredible.
If it doesn't work out, right, so he's not as good as Sandstrom.
But they may not be able to use an emergency call-up situation. So even yesterday, Danny Brazer was saying he may just have to go to the Phantoms and then could be part of the Flyers next year.
Okay. But yeah, that game yesterday, we haven't talked about it. It's opening day. We're so focused on the Phillies. They got a gift. Well, not a gift, because Toronto's a good team. But Toronto beats the Caps yesterday. And if the Flyers handled the business they should have handled, they gained 2 points in the standings, more points than the Caps.
Really
and
doesn't.
That's a bad loss yesterday.
Start watching Detroit. Detroit's the team you got to watch most of all, because right now you've put yourself in a position you need the Caps to have 2 losses more than you do the rest of the way because of the way that you built that buffer up. You have 1 game head-to-head with the Caps, last game of the season.
Yeah.
And I say again, get your tickets for that last game.
Oh, because it's going to mean
I think
something.
it's going to mean something.
Yeah. All right, Connor, what else?
All right, well, we all saw this up close and personal when we were at the Sixers game against the Clippers, but Kelly Oubre had a bit of an outburst after the game.
He sure did.
With some choice words for the officials. Lou Williams reacted to this and had a little something to say about the potential fine for Kelly Oubre.
I thought the over was going to be 50. Now watching this might be 75.
It's over.
This is
You
20,
think it's over 50 for
This
sure?
is 25 per bitch.
All right, 25 per bit.
Without a doubt.
But here's the thing is, the officials admitted they blew it.
I don't think that means
after
you
the
get
game.
to call him.
I think it should make you less. I think the fine should be less.
So the fine should be less because they admitted they got the call wrong.
Yeah, because
But
they
he's still going to get fined for calling 3
You're
referees.
a bitch, you're a bitch, and you're a bitch.
And not just that. Did you see the person that did the lip reading thing?
Oh, yeah.
He then went on to Yo Momza
Oh, no.
and Your Dadza.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I think he got grandma in there, too.
Oh, no, he then started, so he did the 3 bitches, right? But
And it
then
was
he went
mom,
Your
dad,
Mom's
and grandma? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. So
What was dad? You have to
I think
tell me
dad's
off air.
I think dad's bitch.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, they were all the...
Okay, so
no,
they
no,
all
I
were.
think it was Your Mom's
Oh.
Oh, no,
yeah.
no.
Oh,
That's guess what? Then he deserves anything he gets. When you invoke someone's mother or grandmother, you deserve everything you get.
You're in trouble.
By the way, whatever happened to that police investigation into his accident?
What's next, Connor?
Well, we've got also a little bit from Kincade and Salciunas, and we're going to hear back. John thinks the Phillies are winning the NL East. I have a question, though, based on this.
I believe this team is good enough to win the National League East, and I think they will. One of the reasons why is, I'll just tell you, is off the flat. Last year, they started out 4-8 in 2022 before going to 21-29 on June 1st. They started out 1-5 last year before going to 25-30 on June 1st. So I don't believe they're getting off to a bad start this year. In fact, I will tell you, I think they're going to get off to a superior start.
I'm not going to fight you on this. I hope you're right. I don't disagree with a lot of your logic.
I said they'll be 10 over in May.
Here's my question. The Braves last year won, 104 games?
Yes, they did.
If the Braves win 104 again, because they're still a talented team, I know we're not expecting that. We're expecting regression.
Sure.
If they win 104, the Phillies could win 94 and lose the division by 10 games. But they're still a 94-win baseball team. If the Braves are incredibly successful, like I'm sure some people still expect them to be, are we looking at the Phillies in a vacuum of how many wins they get, or will we always compare them to the division?
No, I already told you that. I think anything above 92 wins is an outstanding season. So if you go 92 and above, that is an outstanding season.
But
so
there's a chance they lose the division by 12.
Well, I mean, if the Braves go 120 and 42,
I don't know. You're not going to hear me. If the Phillies win 96, which is what I've called for, and the Braves win 101, I'm not bitching about the Phillies 96.
Okay, cool.
So to me,
all right,
like that's just
right.
You know,
Now that you're
talking about
complaining about stuff that you can't even
exactly. And I would love, and I promise you this, and write it down. If Atlanta rolls in here in October and it's a 5-game series, the Phillies will win again.
That'd be awesome.
Period.
I think we're all in favor of that.
Now, 7-game series, I have the right to revisit.
But 5 games?
5 games, I think, is
Let's
perfect
go Fightins.
for where the Fightins.
All right. So I gave you my 5 positive predictions going into 2024. Nola, Cy Young finalist, Suarez, Gold Glove winner, Trey Turner, All-Star, Bryce Harper, vintage Bryce Harper.
Love it.
And no matter who the center fielder is, they will win. John, your 5 positive predictions going into 2024.
JT Realmuto has his best season since 2021.
Love that.
So the last 2 years, he outdoes that. He's back to 2021.
And I like hearing that from you because you always do the whole BCIB thing.
Exactly.
Like in a derogatory way.
Well, even when he's not.
And I'm a big JT guy.
But he's not.
By the way, how did Sixto Sanchez look yesterday?
But it's fine. Alec Boehm has his best season across the board yet. I feel completely
What is best season? I want to know.
Everything on his stat line for his career
goes up.
Is going up. Bryson Stott wins a Gold Glove at second base.
Love that.
Wheeler,
We got
Nola,
2 Gold Glovers already.
Wheeler and Nola combine for 30 wins.
Okay.
They average out to 15. There's going to be a lot more them getting decisions in games this year. And my final one, which I think might be the most critical, I believe the Phillies are going to become base path menaces to opposition. The Phillies will be a guaranteed top 4 team in baseball in stolen bases.
Now, there's many reasons why. If Turner's getting on base and he's confident,
And
he's
remember,
swiping
he
bags.
didn't get on base for 3 months last
Right.
year, and he was 30 for 30, not in ESPN. Last year in the regular season, he was 30 for 30 in stolen bases.
Yeah.
Let's just say he has those 3 months that he didn't hit, that's 45 stolen bases.
Right. Yep.
Johan Rojas is going to be your starting center fielder. When he gets to first
He'll
base,
swipe bags.
he can easily get to third. So I believe the Phillies will be guaranteed top 4. Is that?
I like that. Bryson Stott, the other day when they played the Jays in spring training, he led off, and he gets on base, steals second base. And, look, he's not going to be the leadoff hitter, but he's a guy that's going to swipe bags.
I don't think they did it enough. I don't think they did it enough last year, and I think they were like 6th or something.
Yeah, and I agree, and they should. I mean, stealing bases has now gotten easier for
Much
teams
easier.
because of the only 2 pickoff attempts, the pitch clock, being able to see when it's counting
Absolutely.
down. The bigger bases does help a little bit. Not much, but does help a little bit. And you have a lot of speed on this team.
Sure.
You're the middle. Think about it. Real Muto is one of the fastest catchers in Major League Baseball. Stott, Turner, and then Rojas.
I'm telling you.
Remember the middle of the field for the Eagles defense and how bad that was? The middle of the field for the Phillies in terms of athleticism and speed, it's pretty good.
I feel so good about this team, and I believe that you're going to see that Turner takes it to a average level defense. Stott takes it to an elite level, which in turn, and the two of them with their bats, it might be one of the best in baseball.
Connor, your 5 positive predictions going into the Phillies 2024 season.
Oh, I love this. So the first one, Kyle Schwarber is going to hit 40-plus homers again. I think he clears the 40 number for the 3rd straight season.
Does he get to 50?
I'm not ready to go that far, but 40-plus again for Schwarber.
Okay.
Next one, 2 players on the team, take your pick of 2, I have a couple guys in mind, hit over 300 this season.
All right, who do you Stott and Turner?
Those would be the 2 I'd pick. I think Harper has an outside chance.
Okay, yeah.
But he's more of the power hitter type, so I'm hedging my bet with 2 players.
He hits the ball even if he's not hitting home runs.
He does, but he chases the home run sometimes, which is not a bad thing when you can hit it the way he does. I just trust Turner and Stott more to be better contact guys. Brandon Marsh is going to have the Bryson Stott year. I know that's kind of not quantitative, but we knew last year that Bryson Stott, we saw he was having like that breakout year where people around baseball started talking about it.
Right.
I think Brandon Marsh is going to have that year in left field.
That would make me very happy because I've been critical of Brandon Marsh since he's gotten here. My biggest, people love Brandon Marsh because of the hair and the personality and all that kind of stuff, which is great. He strikes out way too much for a guy that hits at the bottom of the order and is not a power hitter. I know he can hit for power. He's not Schwarber, right? He strikes out way too much, and I do think his defense is overrated at times. But if he's my left fielder and if he cuts down those strikeouts and if he hits look, he was your best hitter in the NLCS.
Yeah.
That's not talked about. We talk about how bad everybody else was. He actually hit the ball really well in the NLCS, and I know he got better at hitting lefties last year, and then eventually that kind of tailed off, which is why he started platooning again. But I like that's a good positive prediction.
For sure. You're going to love number 5 then. But
I want to
we
hear
got
this one.
number 4 here. Nola and Wheeler are the consensus best 1-2 in baseball. Consensus. Clearly
That's close to
the best one. Close to yours.
Close to mine, and we didn't compare notes.
No, we did not.
But if they combine for 30 wins, it'll be right there.
Yeah, the teacher's not going to flunk us for plagiarism, I hope.
Right.
Mr. Salciunas. And this last one. Johan Rojas makes 100 or more starts in center field.
Yes.
Okay.
Which would mean regular center fielder for the Phillies.
He is establishing himself.
The fact that he's the opening day starter, I expect that.
Really? 100?
You wanted him in AAA.
But because he is starting, so what? You want to give him 2 months.
No, how long of a leash do you think Rob Thompson's going to get?
That's a good question. Because
because I want to go, I always want to go to Memorial Day. Like, Memorial Day to me
Right.
is the first day I really care and say, okay, baseball standings matter.
When's the trade deadline?
July 31st.
End of July, right? So how many games would that be into the season? 'Cause
That's like around 100 in.
So we'll see. Do they make the decision to either trade for a starting center fielder or maybe a fourth outfielder or whatever? We'll find out. But okay, look again. Today's an uplifting show.
You're defending yourself because you want to fight that Rojas one. I can feel it in you.
No. My biggest thing with the Rojas thing is I know how people are going to act if he's not hitting.
By the way, the Flyers have
whatever.
just tweeted.
Ooh. What do we got?
Ivan Fedotov is here. He's here.
On the Flyers.
Philadelphia Flyers, welcome to our new era of oranges. Orange. Ivan Fedotov is here. Welcome to Philadelphia.
He heard today's headlines, and he was
Good
like,
job,
I better
Haley,
show up.
for catching that. That is awesome news. He is better. He is a better goaltender than anything you have on the roster.
And now Urson is your backup goaltender.
No, that doesn't necessarily mean it because he's going to go probably a Lehigh. So he's probably going to go. He'll probably play Phantoms.
Okay.
And then because I know he just went from playing though. I don't know.
We'll see.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Is there any way? Is there any way?
Man.
Yeah, this is.
Look, you're playing with house. If you make the playoffs, you're playing with house money this year, right? Like they weren't supposed to be in the playoffs, so screw it. If he can play in the playoffs, do it. All right, is that fair?
Oh no, I'm all.
Do it. Why not play with house money, dude?
Yeah, because this year is not about anything.
No, it's not
but
about
the future.
winning, and give it a shot, man. All right, I'm getting juiced up.
I'm very juiced up,
dude. That bothers me because it makes me think. You ever play in that men's league where you play in a championship or you play in the playoffs, and all of a sudden a dude's
Someone shows up
like a 6'10" center in a basketball league? You just showed up with a 6'7" Russian goalie to the NHL playoffs if they make it.
So nobody cares about your Sunday baseball league, but we were in the playoffs, and they needed an extra player. Somebody knew a guy that played for High A Cubs.
What?
Oh, that's
he hit 3 home runs in a playoff.
Wait a minute.
He hit 3 home runs.
Wait a minute.
That's Fedotov.
He played for
Is there's no rules in this?
They needed a 9th player.
No, there's no rules on rosters?
No, you're allowed to have fill-ins, but they can't pitch or catch. But they can.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And
that's so bogus.
He played
He can hit, though.
high A Cubs and hit and ice moonshots. Like
no, that's ridiculous. In a championship?
Playoff series.
Okay, that's freaking
Yeah,
stupid.
you could have walked him.
Okay, you know what?
No.
In
I
your
don't
life,
think we could've.
if you're on that team, you guys have small weenie syndrome.
Oh,
you do. Because you want to win so bad a beer league softball or beer league
hard
baseball.
pitch, how dare you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't play
Hard
softball
pitch,
like some
hard
guys
pitch
on this
baseball.
show.
You want to win so bad to go around and peacock that you're going and getting a ringer to play for you? Seriously, there's something inadequate going on, and I'm guessing I know what it is.
Maybe there was a scout watching, and I could have gotten a shot, but unfortunately,
yeah, because that's what the scouts do. They love to watch Sunday hard league baseball because someone will tell you, yeah, a guy's out of our league gets scouted.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Coming your way next, I'm gonna tell you more about how you can win a pair of Phillies tickets, and we were told the seats.
They're very good.
They're very good seats.
That's very good.
Like 10 rows off the field, very good seats.
Man.
So you want to be listening. We will tell you how you can win. I'll explain that coming your way next. Also, coming your way next, we have to start putting some picks in. We're going to do our SGP for today's show. So come up with like 1 or 2.
Yeah, wait.
And then we'll do more in the 9 o'clock hour. But come up with like 2 of your favorite picks for today's SGP.
And we have to agree.
Yes,
right?
we have to agree because this is the show same game parlay for today. And also, we talked about the division winners yesterday and whether or not the Phillies make the playoffs win the division or make the wild card. We'll try to take a look at what the playoff format could be. I know it's very early. Today's opening day, but now's the time to start looking ahead a little bit. It's a Fanatic Friday presented by Pumpman Philly for 24/7 emergency repair and pump replacement. Count on Pumpman Philly, the guys that know to fix your flow. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, the Fanatic.
Sports Update.
Friday, presented by Pumpman Philly for 24/7 emergency repair, pump replacement. Count on Pumpman Philly, the guys who know how to fix your flow. And it is an opening day Friday. You know, Connor, you should get the like a countdown clock going for us.
Yeah, you want a ticker?
Yeah, we need a ticker until first pitch.
You need to ask your boy over there because he's got a countdown to every date on the damn calendar.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to try?
Right.
You want to play this game?
Yeah,
with me?
It's not a game. He takes it seriously.
Okay, just throw out something.
NFL
like
draft.
NFL draft is 27 days.
Your daughter's birthday.
Let me see here. Well, no, don't have that one in there.
That's not on the list.
No, not number of days. Eagles opener, 161 days.
Okay.
Schedule release day.
Oh, we don't know the date yet.
W's and L's.
Well, that'll be. Let me see. When am I on vacation? That will be W's and L's day. That will be that.
What's the most obscure thing that you have on there?
91 days to the NHL draft.
Okay.
Because I'll be at round one in
That's
Vegas
right, in
for
Vegas,
it at the Sphere. I'll give you that one. Let me see what else is there. Could be 404 days till Liv's graduation date.
Wow, dude.
You go over a year?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a big one, man.
Yeah, but
I've got
you
her.
just kind of cross that bridge when you get to that year.
How about I got her her Vegas graduation 21st birthday blowout. 465 days. From the Cosmo.
Man, this is a,
from the Cosmo in Vegas.
This
no, I have the countdown.
Scary territory.
It's a countdown app. It's a countdown app.
Now, speaking, I told you today is a Fanatic Friday. Well, next week, and I love that we're continuing this.
Yes.
Next week is a First Friday.
It is.
And it's the first Friday of Kincade and Salciunas.
Correct.
So it returns next Friday, April 5th. You can watch the show live in our performance studio. We'll be joined by a couple of special guests to chat about the Birds draft plans. We'll have the Phillies start to the season all ready to talk about 1 week from the start. The playoff hopes for Flyers and Sixers. And you're going to be treated to some delicious breakfast from Nifty 50s. With 8 area locations, find one near you at nifty50s.com. Taste the memories at Nifty 50s. And you can enter for a chance to win 2 seats in the audience at 975thefanatic.com or stay tuned to win. But I love that we're continuing First Fridays.
It is going to be great. Go to the website, get registered. If you want to be there, we would love to see you. So that's fantastic. It's going to be a great, great time. And the guest list will be announced next week, right?
Well, I mean, I hope so.
This will be
First Friday. I hope so. First Friday is next week.
By the way, more breaking news.
What?
Ooh, do I hit the sounder?
Danny Brazer and Ivan Fedotov will have a 11 a.m. press conference today in Voorhees.
Could he be on the team?
Yes, he could. Well, I don't know anything.
We don't know the exact rules.
Now, here is a buddy of mine is a vice president of an NHL franchise.
Okay.
Not the Flyers. Okay. And what he has said to me is he believes they still have one rule that they would have to jump, which is the emergency goaltender edition type of thing. But he thinks there is a one hurdle that has to be still jumped for him to be able to be here. But he also says, from knowing this, and I will quote him, he is far better than any goaltender you've seen in Philadelphia, including, he believes, the last couple years of Carter Hart.
Wow. Huh. So this could be exciting.
He says last couple years of Carter Hart. So he's talking about more recent Carter Hart. He thinks this is going to be a big thing for the Flyers.
Well, hopefully he could. Look, you're playing with house money if they make the playoffs. So if he could be on the team, that'd be freaking awesome, man.
Thinks they should have 2 Russian goaltenders next year.
Okay. Now, John.
Yes, sir.
I need you to talk based off of experience. Now, this is not on the show sheet. I just saw something.
All right.
Ooh. We can pivot sometime.
Pivot.
I just saw a tweet.
Okay.
And I saw a tweet similar to this last week.
What was it?
Your former neighbors are in shambles. Your Atlanta people.
Oh, yeah, they're in shambles.
So
you mean still get very triggered by the Phillies?
Yes.
Oh, they do. They do. They're very triggered.
A tweet is starting to make its rounds. Once Philadelphians find a tweet, it gets around quickly.
Okay, what is this one?
It's a guy named Drew, a bio, Atlanta sports fan, Bolts fan, University of Florida alum, unverified and unreliable source of unwanted information and opinions about sports. I kind of appreciate that. It's good.
Okay.
He says, at a bar in Philly, this is really a thing. and he's at McGillen's because I can just tell that it's
Love
McGillen's.
McGillen's.
There's a sign on the wall in McGillen's, "Attaboys, go Phillies." So play off of the Attaboy Orlando
Attaboy
Arcia
Harper.
thing.
Attaboy Harper.
Right. And he's like, really? This is a thing? And I'm starting to read some responses, and it's other Braves fans. And one guy says they have nothing else, only that and the stupid Reese Hoskins gif.
Really?
They are in shambles, aren't they?
Here is what I will tell you. I will reveal a little insider secret.
Oh.
They're the Phillies, and I was not down to spring training.
Right.
You were there in Clearwater. Understand in Baycare Ballpark, there is a picture that's on the wall of the stare down of Bryce Harper on Arcia. It triggered members of the Braves traveling party.
Really?
Yes. And it triggered.
And if it triggered the organization, I can only imagine what the fans are.
That's what they celebrate up there. That's the kind of stuff they celebrate. Honestly, again, Metamucil is really cheap, like $4.50 a can. Go get it if you're having trouble pooping, because you're obviously constipated. It's like if there's so much ridiculousness in that. Your player played the jackass.
Yes, he did.
Don't try to make it anything else. Don't try to deflect off it. And today, if there is not, I am going to be disappointed in our home fan base. If today, look, I'm not a guy to call for standing ovations when guys are sucking. I am a guy to call for harassment of an opposing player.
Yes.
And when Arcia is introduced today,
oh yeah,
it should be "Attaboy Harper," attaboy, and it should drown out for the next minute. It should drown out
names that are announced.
It should be "Attaboy
So
Harper."
you can't even hear Dan Baker.
Now batting for the Braves. Oh, it should be "Attaboy Harper" every time Arcia comes to the plate.
Well, yeah, I remember the chance of it was just "Attaboy" over and over and
that
over.
ought to be all day, all series, every time Arcia is announced. Now batting for the Braves, Orlando Arcia.
Do you give something that I love?
What's that?
The long-winded chant of the person's name. They did it with Strider. Do you do it on opening day? I think you got to keep the same energy.
Yeah, I think the "Attaboy," though, he's already given you what you should be doing.
But when
more
Strider's
than his name.
pitching, especially the start, like the bottom of the first inning, you got to do the Strider.
Well, the one thing
you got to
is,
do it the whole first inning.
One thing that would be fantastic. He just doesn't get. You want to get Strider's pitch count up. So anything that potentially bothers him a little bit, I don't think anything bothers him.
Well,
I think he is supremely.
He hasn't pitched necessarily well against the Phillies in the playoffs, and that chant was going on.
Well, this isn't a playoff game.
But you make it.
Yeah, but the thing
it's
is,
Phillies Braves game one of the Major League Baseball season. Make it feel like that environment.
I think he's dominant. Well, the thing is, they did a couple times and he dominated them.
Okay.
Like, I mean, so what I'm saying to you, I think it's tough to recreate October Citizens Bank Park.
Not on opening day.
You don't think so?
No, because it's just we've talked about this. Opening day, when Tommy Joseph was your starting first baseman, was still a sellout.
Right.
Because people like going to the first game. It's going to be a sellout. There will be 45,000 people there today, especially like you pointed out, the weather being nicer today.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful today.
And because they gave people enough notice that the game was going to get moved to today, I hope everybody was able to rework their plans.
And I can tell you
it's Friday.
I can tell you from driving to work today on 202 in the Schuylkill, it was empty this morning. Because I think there's a lot of people who have Good Friday off.
Well, that's a good point. Oh, yeah, it's 4 a.m.
No, but no.
He's right about the Good Friday
but I do the
thing,
same.
too.
I do the same drive every day, and I would say today was probably, it was down by thirds, the amount of cars that I saw.
Okay.
So
you made a good point about the Good Friday.
I think Good Friday plays into it.
Connor, how good does it make you feel that Braves fans are already wearing diapers?
Oh, dude, you knew it was going to happen.
They're in their feelings.
And they should be. I'd be upset, too, if you got knocked out by a team that finished behind you in the division 2 years in a row. Like, yeah, they should be upset by everything that makes them remember the last couple seasons, and they should be upset that it's probably going to happen again.
I just love that it's going to they take it out on the fans and not the fact that their team has choked away 2 playoff series.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that a marginal player, not a marginal player, he's better than marginal player, made himself a distraction.
Yes.
Make sure it's a distraction again. He couldn't compose himself. When Ronald Acuna, and I promise you this, I know Ronald pretty well. When he has to be the one to try to calm somebody down in the dugout, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's where you're going. The guy who is least likely to tell you to get your head in the game.
Yeah.
Acuna's
He's
having
the
to
guy
tell
that has
you.
to do it. It's
Seriously.
amazing.
Now it would be great today, too. I'm hearing reports. I do not know this is true or not. That it's since the game is not an October game, Ronald Acuna Jr. is expected to run out all the ground balls. So he is expected to do that.
All right.
And if he is called upon to back up a fielder,
he will.
He is absolutely going to do it because it's not an October game. Now, I'm not reporting that. I'm just that's what I'm hearing from my sources are telling me it's the beginning of a new season. He's going to run out ground balls as if he cares.
Look, he's upset that it's Phillies Braves to start the season. Look, he's getting excited.
I know, right?
No,
you're getting excited that it's Phillies Braves. You're I wish it was in May.
I am the kid with the stick on the cage.
Good.
I'm running up and down
I'm
the
glad
cage.
he's finally starting to wake up. It took 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I love the stick on the cage.
All right.
That's great.
We're going to build an SGP.
Yes.
Give me the prop that you like most. Now, we all have our own respective sports books, so the numbers might be a little bit different on all of them. I'm going to tell you right now, Zach Wheeler, once again, is being disrespected. His over-under of strikeouts is only 6.5. I'm taking the over because pitchers usually have the advantage. The dominant pitchers have the advantage early in a season because the bats aren't caught up yet. Zach Wheeler over 6.5 strikeouts. Are you guys yay or nay?
Over 6.5, I absolutely am.
Connor?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I am also, though, if I was to tell you right now, I am of the belief that you would go, I like the under in the game.
The under in the game.
Under 7.5 runs on my BetParks app.
Look,
I like the under. These are two dominant pitchers.
I will go with you for the sake of the show and opening day.
But no. I would rather people win. So if you really have an issue with it, there are other good bets that will
4-3 ball games a win. It's an under.
And these are two of the most dominant pitchers in the game. We both agree?
I'll go under. Yes.
Okay, so we go under on that.
Connor?
I'm good with that.
All right, and you need to give us one.
Yeah, I do. I'm
what
looking
was
at
your
the hit
number
total.
on him again?
I
over
had 6.5.
Okay, over 6.5 strikeouts.
Again, because my over/under is 7.
Okay,
but I can change. You could do the alternate.
No, it's how about I have over 5.5 on the BetParks app.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm hammering that one.
Jump on it.
That is amazing.
We're gonna go with over a half of a hit for Bryson Stott. So over 0.5 in the hit column. It's only minus 180. It's a pretty safe one.
I like that.
He sees
Strider well. And remember that double that broke things open.
Yeah.
And then we talk about the Hoskins home run so much of that game. It was the Stott hit. That guy scored Marsh. That
Right.
really broke things open. I like that. All right, I will add that in there right now already on my app, FanDuel, and we all have different ones. Just those 3 legs, a $10 bet would win me $40. That's the beauty. That's the beauty, man.
That is nice. On the BetParks app, I'd win 35.
And you'll be able to tell us more about that coming up in a second. It is Kincade and Salciunas to start the 9 o'clock hour, so we still have a little bit of time. Don't forget, know the show the entire 9 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of Phillies tickets for next week's Business Person Special. But coming up next, it's been opening day talk all day. We are going to take a brief moment, step aside from the Phillies, because there's 2 things regarding the Sixers that we need to talk about. A cryptic tweet from the team itself and a free agent report that's going to make John go mad. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Tyrone Johnson.
this Friday, opening day Friday. Welcome in, Kincade and Salciunas. Want to let you know about the Fanatic Deal of the Week. Arnold's Family Fun Center. Get two $50 point cards for Arnold's Family Fun Center in Oaks for the price of one. That's a $100 value for just $50 with action-packed attractions like go-karts, bowling, laser tag, mini golf, and arcade games. Arnold's is perfect for fun seekers of all ages. Get this exclusive offer while supplies last at 975thefanatic.com, keyword deal.
So are we going up?
Oh, yeah, we should. We should. Not today.
I mean, we can't do it today. It's
not
opening
today.
day.
Opening day, man. Not today. But I'm down. I'm ready to go to Arnold's at Oaks and kick your ass in so many different ways.
That's awesome.
All right, so real quick, because obviously today's been nothing but Phillies baseball all show long. But two things that we needed to discuss about the Sixers. So number one, Joel Embiid is traveling with the team. So yesterday, Nick Nurse was asked at practice about Embiid, and he said, look, he's practicing.
Cryptic.
But no timetable, right? No time, which is something we're kind of accustomed to. But right after his media availability, the Sixers Twitter account just posted a GIF of him eating it's the apple from Media Day I forget what year that was. Just out of nowhere. And then they followed up with a photo of him taking a shot at practice. And then we find out that he's traveling with the team. What are they telling us?
They're telling us it's coming. It's coming. It's just a matter of when. It's telling you, I think that coming from their official site tells me it's a guarantee we see him in 4 or 5 games minimum before the end of the season.
And that could go a long way when it comes to avoiding a play-in game.
It could. I still think that's going to be really hard.
It's going to be hard.
To avoid the play-in is going to be really hard.
I also really like the I want to talk about cryptic. The tweet of him taking the shot at practice was brought to you by Penn Medicine.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
So
he should just be like a NASCAR.
They're telling
with ads
Penn
all
Medicine
over.
on him.
Penn Medicine, orthopedics, whatever it is.
But it looks like the Sixers are telling you something that Joel Embiid will be back soon, and that's going to be awesome.
Yes.
And they desperately need him. You know how bad this team can be without him. They need him, even if he's at 75%. Now, the other thing I needed to run by you. So we talked about Paul George last week.
Yes.
Keith Pompey says the Sixers' desire to sign Paul George next offseason has been described as the, quote, league's worst kept secret. Quote, there are some who expect both sides to reach an agreement leading to George joining forces with Embiid and Maxey next season. So based off of Pompey's reporting, it almost seems like, not that it's a done deal, that this is very possible. I am with you. I think he's very talented, but can I trust another often injured player? Now, he balled out the other night.
He did.
And he's still very talented. He's still a very good basketball player. The problem is often injured, and he's 34. So this contract takes you until he's 38, 39.
I am not. I have zero interest.
I think there's better avenues for them to go, but it looks like this could very well be a possibility for the Sixers, Connor.
Well, here's a question. Is 50 games of Paul George better than 82 games of Tobias Harris?
Yes, as long as he's healthy come playoff time.
Well, then sounds like they're going to be better.
But here's the thing. The problem with Paul George, it's not 50 games because they're doing load management, right? Like Kawhi played the year they won the championship in Toronto. He missed 20 games because of load management. Paul George misses games because of injuries.
Paul George is oft injured.
Yes.
He is not, and it's not in any.
And you already have that with Embiid, so
he's older.
You run the risk of maybe missing out both of those guys, and now you lost your max slot. Now injuries can happen to anybody, but when we talk about Embiid being potentially injury prone, or he is injury prone, so is Paul George, and so you're going to have 2 injury prone players under the max on your team. That concerns me.
I absolutely am not in. I am 0% in.
I would love him on the team.
On Paul George. Now,
not as a max player.
I read Keith Pompey talking about his his abilities and how he felt it was a really good fit and how it benefits Max.
He is a good fit.
That's different. That's different. I do not want another oft-injured old guy. It is grasping at straws. You're not doing something that's sustainable. You're just saying, well, this year we're throwing this crap against the wall, and we're seeing if it works. I do not like
Paul George is a very, very good fit with this team, but it's that big concern that if he's hurt and if he's missing time, then what was the point of it?
It's amazing.
And if he's missing time at 29, 30, 31, 32, 33.
NBA fans are into brands. NBA fans are just into names. Names. Oh, it's a name. It's a star.
Yeah, but this isn't fans. This is the Sixers organization.
No, I get it.
This isn't the fans.
But they will get a lot. There will be pom-pom shaking lined up if this guy comes here.
Look, he's very talented and fits very well with this team, but it's alarming that he misses as much time as he does. Okay, coming up next, it's the 9 o'clock hour. So in this next segment, we'll be joined by Matt Gelb. Midway through the 9 o'clock hour, we'll be joined by John Brazer. A lot of Phillies talk. But throughout the entire hour, listen closely, because we will play Know the Show at the end of the show, and it is something from the 9 o'clock hour that will be the answer. And if you are the winner, you will get a pair of tickets to the Phillies Business Person Special. So I'll explain more coming your way next. But you do not want to miss a second of the 9 o'clock hour if you want to get to a freaking Phillies game against a young, fun Reds team with Zach Wheeler scheduled to pitch. You pointed that out yesterday. That's a good catch by you.
It's going to be great.
And then, like, third or fourth on the list, you get to hang out with us. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Hey, you on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title last year. I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL product and how it's constantly changing. Is it changing for the good or is it changing for the bad? What have you liked? What haven't you liked?
Reaction to Saquon Barkley? Good job, Howie. Cool. Now he just has to outperform DeAndre Swift. Got to get 1,300 rushing yards, 1,200, 1,300, maybe about 500 receiving yards. But here's the best thing about it. It's a kiss move. Keep it simple, stupid. This guy stays on the field almost all the time.
I want to run one by you.
Okay.
The Phillies core. Now, I don't mean Bryce Harper and Trey Turner. Those guys have signed into 2030, right? They're here for a long time. But the core also adds Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto. Obviously, you have your young guys, Bryson Stott and Alec Bohm. But the core to me is the free agent. It's the guy that you're paying big money for, other than Harper and Turner, because they're not going anywhere. It's Schwarber, it's Realmuto, it's Castellanos.
I like this Kenny Pickett move. It's one of those low-risk, possibly high reward type of deals. I think the most realistic path is he develops more here. Another team wants to take a flyer on him, and you flip him maybe for a second-round pick, kind of like they did A.J. Philly back in the day. Love the move.
Can't build a team around a Tyrese Maxey. You know, you have to have, like, he is the great second piece. Really, really good second piece, maybe a phenomenal third piece. But growing into that really good second piece.
Hey, you on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
Most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title last year. I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL product and how it's constantly changing. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic on this Fanatic Friday, presented by Pumpman Philly for 24/7 emergency repair or pump replacement. Count on Pumpman Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow. So we are getting closer to opening day for the Phillies. Can't wait. It's gonna be an absolute blast. I imagine there are already people down at Citizens Bank Park around the lots. Our buddy Vince from Philly Sports Trips is having a tailgate from 10 to 2 today. So he's probably already set up.
He's getting started early.
Knowing him, he's already set up.
I think we should go do quality control.
You just go check in?
Yeah, because sometimes, we want to make sure Vince keeps the standard of the tailgates up.
Yes, yeah.
Because we're always telling people how great Philly Sports Trips is. I say quality control trip. Connor, you in?
Dibs on checking if the beer's poisonous.
Okay. All right. I'll check out the food because I know Cavs Catering is always high class too. So I got to check that out. I'll check that out. But yeah, I imagine Citizens Bank Park is going to be just an electric atmosphere today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be joined by Matt Gelb later on this segment. About 10 minutes from now, we'll talk to Matt Gelb from The Athletic to talk about the upcoming Phillies season. So once more, during this hour, so let me just kind of give you the programming schedule. During this hour, you'll hear from Matt Gelb. You'll hear from John Brazer. We'll do the Kincade Salciunas Key 3 and then the crossover with Bob Cooney. But before the Key 3, so right around 9:47, I am going to ask you a question about something that happens during this hour of programming. So really just the next 45 minutes. Over the next 45 minutes, something will be said. Maybe a guest says something. Maybe John says something crazy. Maybe Connor talks about how he should be a professional athlete. Something might happen in the next 45 minutes. And at 9:47, I will ask the Know the Show question. And if you are the one that gets it right, you will win a pair of tickets to next week's Business Person Special. You get to go exclusively with us. Kincade Salciunas. Connor's going to be there. Haley's going to be there. Wednesday's Business Person Special versus the Reds. For tickets, go to Phillies.com. And as you pointed out, John, yesterday, it'll be the Zach Wheeler start.
As long as no weather screws with us.
Right. Now, the only reason why, because of the weather yesterday, the movement That's why he's going to be pitching Wednesday. So it may actually work out in our favor.
Hopefully it does. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday look really rainy.
Oh, do they?
Oh,
they don't
gosh.
look great?
No, they don't look great right now.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens.
All right. So we're getting closer. Gut feeling. Gut feeling.
Yes.
Who is the person that steps up today for the Phillies offensively? So we're going to do our SGP. We already have 3 legs. I have the Wheeler over in strikeouts. You have the under
7
in the
and a half.
game. And Connor has at least 1 hit for Bryson Stott. Is there opening day magic? Is there a leadoff home run for Kyle Schwarber? Like, what is a gut feeling thing that will happen today? I believe Bryce Harper does something today. Whether it's a big home run or it's like a 2-run double, I think Bryce Harper right away starts the season off like, yeah, I'm still that guy.
I expect a JT moment.
Oh, I like that.
I expect a strong JT moment. JT doesn't blink when he sees the Braves. So I'm expecting one of the veteran players to have a really good. Harper's always a great pick, especially against the Braves.
Oh, yeah.
As he tattoos balls against the Braves.
Always has. Even when he was with the Nationals. Like,
Correct.
Going way back. Connor, gut feeling, anything big happening for the Phillies during their opening day game today?
As much as I want to go Rojas, like a roped double in the gap off Strider.
Grand slam for Johan Rojas.
I would simply pass away. No, I think Trey Turner is going to show from Jump Street he's going to be a different player this year. That's mine. I think Trey Turner has a nice day.
Okay. All right. I like that. All right. I want you to climb in at 610-632-0975, either on the phone lines or on the text line. I just want to revisit what we started the show talking about today. We are all so excited about opening day. Today was a show
It's awesome.
where we went nothing but positive vibes, right? There's nothing to complain about. It's opening day, and it's opening day for a team with high expectations, right?
Amen.
But based off of those expectations, I wanted to sort of get into the handling of the fan base or how fans should handle themselves going into this season. Once more, John and I finally see eye to eye on something. The 162 game approach, just take it easy. Do not act like every game's an Eagles game.
It's weird because we do look at the world very differently.
Yes.
But we tend to look at baseball a lot alike.
Yes, we do.
Like, to me, I don't understand those who handle baseball like it's.
We're going to react to moments all season long, but we shouldn't be like, this is why they're not going to win, or trade this guy, or trade that guy, or send him down to AAA. Well, maybe for one player, but we'll get to that. But I want us to just take it easy this year because it's going to be a long season, and this is going to be a season where we should enjoy ourselves. And I know how some people are going to they're going to overreact at times, and that's fair. I get it. That's why we're fans. We are fanatical. We go nuts. But once more, the question that I want people to answer, are you going to allow the high expectations to increase your excitement or potentially hurt your enjoyment of the season? And we both agree that we think a lot of people might have their enjoyment affected in a negative way because of their high expectations.
I always believe that a season with high expectations leads to more angst. Leads to less enjoyment, more angst.
And I just don't want people to do that.
No, I don't want either. But it happens.
So we have a text on this already, Connor?
Yeah, but tell me if I'm being mean, right? Because this is kind of on.
Be mean.
This is kind of on the expectation for today, kind of on that conversation. So
Okay.
Frank from Philly checks in on the text line. Fellas, I think Schwarber and Turner go back-to-back homers to start off the game today.
Oh, my gosh. Why would that be?
I know we're being positive, but
what's wrong with that? Schwarber gets a letter-high fastball by Strider. First pitch goes yard. Turner works a nice count. Bang.
That building would explode.
Oh, it would be.
Yeah,
it would be ridiculous.
All right, so we're going full positive.
Yeah, why
today.
not? Oh, we're not. I told you. Whatever you say, we are. Somebody tweeted in that he thinks Alec Boehm hits 31 home runs. I vehemently disagree with that, but it's opening day, so I'm saying go for it.
All right, fair enough.
I'm not gonna rip the guy for thinking Alec Boehm all of a sudden finds a power surge in his career.
Wow, by the way, I got another one for you. Trey Turner over a half stolen base.
Oh, you like that?
Plus 370?
We might have to add that one in there.
I mean, well, I don't know. Is today the day for it? Because, Connor, you say you believe Trey Turner is going to
do
something from Jump Street.
The school of thought would say a pitcher that's tough to hit off consistently, if you want to get someone to second base and scoring position, you're going to take more opportunities to steal.
That's what I think also.
Maybe.
Plus 370 is not bad.
I got it at 400 on mine.
Wow, see?
Let's throw that one in there. My.
What do you think?
The SGP jumps from a payout of 40 to a payout of 250. It's a $210 jump.
It's a big stolen base, baby.
You know
That's a very big stolen.
Here's the only thing that's going to bother me. If we do add that to the SGP, it's going to be like, I can see all the other things being okay.
And every time he's on base, you're going to be like, why isn't he stealing?
Come on,
why isn't he stealing?
Steal. Wow,
maybe you bet that one on the side.
I think you do that one on the side.
That's still a nice payout, just at the plus money that it is. Maybe you do that one on the side.
JT Realmuto's plus 800 to steal a base.
Is he? Well, I think he's going to steal bases.
I do too. What would you say? 20 bases on the year?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's fair.
Plus 800. I mean, I'm just saying.
Now, I'm guessing this is your cousin Ryan. Is that correct?
Is it Ryan the fireman?
Let's go to cousin Ryan. What's up, cuz?
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Tunis, welcome to the family, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I feel welcomed already.
Great. Well, I want to chime in about today, and that atmosphere is going to be raucous, and it is going to be lingering in the back of the Braves' head about everything we've gone through the last 2 playoff series with them. So if we were to get ahead of them, or someone was to do something really nice, I think the sweater would start to unravel.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think it's that you got to get in their head. You have to get in their heads early, and try to keep this thing moving. This is good stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, Ryan, you putting out any fires today?
No, Molly and I are going to be taking a vacation down at Jersey Shore.
All right, you go down.
Nice. You
go down.
yourself.
Enjoy the little red house, baby.
All right. See you, cousin Ryan. Thanks for welcoming me into the family. I appreciate it.
You are in the family now.
So we will get this. The Phillies just put out their hype video. So
Okay.
we will get it as long as the audio makes sense.
Right.
'Cause we're in the business of radio. But I just saw the beginning of it, and it brings you back, dude. It was the breaking ground of Citizens Bank Park because this is 20 years.
Yes, it is.
This
20
is the 20th
years. Yeah, it is
season.
20,
2004 was the inaugural year at Citizens Bank Park.
Oh, yeah. Donnie wants to know, what are we calling for Arcia? Are we calling for Attaboy Harper or Attaboy?
I think just the
Attaboy.
Attaboy.
He says Attaboy is easier for people to get involved with. He says it just rolls. Attaboy.
Yeah, that's what we were doing at the playoff game last year.
But they were also doing Arcia.
Yes, you could do both. But I think
you want one, though.
Just do the Attaboy.
Well, you can alternate.
You just got to do the Attaboy.
No, you got to do the Attaboy.
Because the Attaboy reminds him of what happened
And what I just told you, that I know for a fact, there were people that were triggered within the Braves that down in Clearwater, there is a picture of the
stare down.
Stare down. That, like, the fact that the Phillies would celebrate that. They don't just acknowledge, well, our player was being an ass.
No, it's the.
I mean, seriously.
Dude, I hate it. I hope that Travis Darno hears it. The whole this was a sanctuary. The locker room's a sanctuary.
Bull.
That made me laugh so much and roll my eyes to the point where they were literally in the back of my head when he's doing the whole sanctuary thing. Arcee's saying it around.
No, yelling it.
Yelling it.
Not saying it. Yelling it. Mocking Harper in the clubhouse with media members all around.
And then, remember, they tried pulling the whole interpreter thing.
Oh, yes.
They tried doing whatever they could that the second it got out. And remember, the story came out, and there was already whispers that the Braves weren't happy. This was before Harper even played in the next game. And then Harper hits the 2 bombs and stares down. And I love that Arcia couldn't look him in the eyes.
I love it, too.
I love that he was just staring at the dirt.
He was not.
He was looking at the urine that was formulating by his pants.
He was not popular with many.
No, he was not.
Over the fact that he did something that created a distraction. Don't poke the bear. If you're the Braves, why are you poking Harper?
Yeah, you could have
and then the gentleman
poked Johan Rojas, right? But no, Bryce Harper.
Now, the gentle Phillies fan tells me if Ronald Acuna Jr. goes off this series, I'm blaming you. Because I'm saying, look, he's gonna actually run out. I'm just a source.
Go off the series.
I've got a source that he's going to run out ground balls.
He could go. He
doesn't do it. He doesn't do it in October against the Phillies. But I heard that he's very excited to run out ground balls.
Well, I'm very excited to speak to our next guest, who's joining us on the Comcast Business Hotline every day in business. A big day like Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. From The Athletic, he does such a tremendous job. I love his writing. I love how he covers this team. He does such a great job at it. It's Matt Gelb. Matt, how you doing today? Good morning.
Morning, guys. Happy opening day.
Happy opening day. We are all fired up. We've been making today a positive show, Matt. We always hear how the Philly media is too negative. So today's been a very positive show, and it should be because this season is filled with excitement. So the last 2 years ago, we were excited because there's new players. Then last year, it was the coming off of the World Series appearance. Whereas this year, it's coming off of a disappointing end. But, Matt, you've been with this team since spring training. I think we can all tell that there's a different vibe with this clubhouse right now.
I don't know if it's necessarily a different vibe. It's just that I think they know that they're good, and for good reason. I mean, they came within one win of repeating as National League champions, and that is hard to do. And, I know there were a lot of questions about, running it back and sort of having a quiet-ish off-season. And I think that just tells you how the front office and how the coaching staff and even how the other players feel about this team is that they know they're good, and there's a lot of talent on this roster, and there's no reason for them to be back in that same position that they were, each of the last 2 years.
Matt, covering a lot of teams and knowing that when they fall short in October, is it hard for them to get back on the horse and go the 162 and say, we can't resolve anything about our talking points until we get to the postseason? I'm thinking about the Braves 2 years in a row. High expectations, exiting in their first-round series. Do you think that could play a part in them potentially struggling with 162 to reach their expectations?
I mean, yes and no, because I say no only because there is a carrot right in front of them, and that is a better start. I mean, the Phillies have not necessarily mastered the 162-game season in each of the last 2 years like the Braves have. And you're right, it's a perfect example. The Braves, no one's going to be, the Braves can win as many games as they want in the regular season, but it's not going to matter unless they, get far in the playoffs. And I know the same can be said for the Phillies, but at least the Phillies have, they have an immediate task in front of them that they have not yet completed, and that is win a division, get off to a better start. And I think that having that immediate goal does help you get back on that horse, and that is, that's a goal we're striving for. I mean, they've been out of the divisional race by June 1st in each of the last 2 years. That just can't happen again.
Matt, I asked this question to Ricky Patalico earlier today. I would love to get your answer. We talk so much about the, Bryce Harpers and the Trey Turners and the Zach Wheelers, right? The big name players. What's kind of that storyline that nobody's really talking about that much this offseason that we should pay attention to during the regular season?
I guess I'll go with two, but I mean, it's weird because Aaron Nola signed a big contract and it was so early in the offseason, and we're not really talking much about him. He had a 4.5 ERA last year, and he knows he's better. I think everybody expects better from him. I think there are a lot of reasons to expect him to be better. And, just a little better Nola could go a long way over 6 months, right? I mean, we saw him, he really bear down at the end of the year. He was really good in the postseason. So I'm looking at him as a guy who we're probably not talking about enough. And then the other one is Ranger Suarez, who has probably been discussed a lot, this spring. Just, for what he did in the spring, he didn't give him a run. But that's not what I was paying attention to. I was paying attention to the fact that he made all his spring starts. He is ready to go. I mean, and he has only been 1 year, really, where he has been healthy and on a big league roster to start the year as a starting pitcher. This guy looks primed to make 30 starts this year. He's never done that. And having him as your solid number 3 and probably one of the better number 3 starters in baseball, if he does what we think he can do, that would be a huge development for the Phillies. Because you take their 1, 2, and 3, and I mean, I think you stack them up against anyone else's, and they look pretty good.
Matt, do you think the Phillies used the base paths as enough of a weapon last year? And do you believe it will be a bigger part of the repertoire this year?
I mean, I think they were third in stolen bases last year. So, I mean, they probably could do a little more. I think what you see is they like to pick their spots, right? They're not just going to run crazy. I mean, Trey Turner, if he really wanted to, could probably get 60 bags if he wanted to. I don't think he wants to, just because of some injury risk and just risk in general. He's hitting ahead of Bryce Harper usually, and you don't always want to, necessarily run into an out on the bases with Bryce Harper at the plate, although Turner, I think, was 30 for 30 last year. in stolen base attempts. They could use it more. I think what's funny is that we have this idea of the Phillies, right? I mean, they're a slugging team, not athletic, not speedy. This is a sneaky athletic team. I mean, they're more well-rounded, I think, than they've been in recent years. They're going to be a better defensive team. Are they going to be a great defensive team? No. But they're not going to be a terrible defensive team. And you look at them up the middle, like, there is athleticism there. I mean, you're talking about Real Muto behind the plate, Stott and Turner at second and short, and then Rojas in center. That's some pretty good athleticism. And like, I think we're going to see them do things that we don't normally see Phillies teams do that they're not known for.
Matt, I don't know if you got this from somebody when you were down spring training talking to them, or if this is just something we'll find out as it plays out. How are they going to handle the rotation early on? Is this going to be sort of an ease them in to the long haul of the 162-game stretch, or if Zach Wheeler can go 7-8 innings, he'll do it today?
Yeah, I think you'll see them ease in. I mean, I think there was only one guy in all of baseball yesterday who threw 7 innings. I think Pablo Lopez for the Twins did 7 innings. You see most stars, even Corbin Burns was like dominating. He pitched 6 innings. I think you'll see early on the Phillies will probably just go 6 with these guys mostly. Maybe if there's a low pitch count, they could push Wheeler or Nola or Suarez into the 7th inning. But first time through, you probably see a max of 6 innings. Spencer Turnbull is the 5th starter. He's gonna start the 5th game now. Probably not going to be stretched out to where they want him to be. They'll ease him in most definitely. But yeah, I mean, I think you'll see them kind of have some gloves on early.
Speaking of Spencer Turnbull, so the back end of the rotation, again, today was a show of positivity, Matt, but are you concerned going into the season with the Walker injury? So you have Christopher Sanchez, I guess, just getting moved up to the 4th spot, and then Turnbull in the 5th spot of the rotation. How are we feeling about that to start the year?
I think there's got to be a little bit of concern. Now, what I would say is that I don't know that, Walker, his shoulder wasn't feeling right. I don't know that he has suffered a major injury here. I don't think he has. I think, if anything, putting him on the injured list to start the year just gives him more time to be ready. He just wasn't ready. I don't think he was ready to, the stuff wasn't coming out of his hand like he thinks it should, or like the way he likes it to. And the Phillies could see that too. I mean, it was like 89, 90 in one of his last spring starts. It just wasn't there yet. He's supposed to throw a bullpen this weekend. So I think he's on the right track to getting back, probably like early May. So right now, I think you're looking at Turnbull as a guy who's just trying to fill that spot for 4 or 5 weeks here. He's a big unknown. I mean, I think there's definitely reasons to be like, what is this guy going to give you? I don't know. I mean, he did not have a good year last year. He's barely pitched in each of the last 2 or 3 years. The big unknown. He's got big time stuff. It's a matter of can he throw enough strikes? So he's interesting. But I mean, that's depth that they went out and got that they did not have, and they're going to need it right away.
Matt, is it unfair to ask about the Orion Kerkering flu? Because this excuse seems really, really weak to me 4 weeks later.
Yeah, so I don't think he was really sick. I've talked to him quite a bit. I mean, he missed about he basically couldn't do anything for a week. And the timing of when it happened was like he was, it was early March, like late February, kind of an important time for when you're building a guy up in spring training. And the fact that he didn't do anything for almost a week, he almost had to start from scratch in terms of his throwing program. And he's 23, and, like, I get it. Like, they didn't want to push him. He probably could have been on the roster, honestly. Like, the day before we left, I saw him in the backfield. He hit 97. He was throwing strikes. Like, they probably could have put him on the roster. I think they decided that they just wanted to be careful with him and give him a little more time. I fully expect he's going to be active on April 9th, which is the first day that he can be activated. I don't have any reason to believe right now that there's something nefarious going on. He's going to be in Philly today for opening day ceremony. He's going to go pitch at AAA this weekend. As far as I can tell, everything is right where it should be.
That's a good sign. Matt, thanks as always, man. We appreciate it. You do a great job as always. We'll be reading you out throughout the entire season, and I'm sure we'll be bugging you down the road as well.
Thank you, guys.
There he is, Matt Gelb on the Comcast Business Hotline. All right, coming up next, John Brazer from the Phillies. Does that make you feel better, by the way? Kerkering, April 9th, he thinks.
It's the longest recovery for the flu ever.
He's getting ramped up.
He's getting ramped up. April 9th. It's less than 2 weeks. Kirkring will be on the roster.
You're looking at the wrong guy to get sympathy on this flu thing.
Our buddy John Brazer will be joining us at 9:35. We'll finish our SGP for today's game. And don't forget, know the show at 9:47. I may already have the question. I may already have it.
Interesting.
But 9:47 is when I'll ask it. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Hey, you on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
Most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title last year. I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL product and how it's constantly changing. Is it changing for the good or is it changing for the bad? What have you liked? What haven't you liked?
Reaction to Saquon Barkley? Good job, Howie. Cool. Now he just has to outperform DeAndre Swift. Got to get 1,300 rushing yards, 1,200, 1,300, maybe about 500 receiving yards. But here's the best thing about it. It's a kiss move. Keep it simple, stupid. This guy stays on the field almost all the time.
I want to run one by you.
Okay.
The Phillies core. Now, I don't mean Bryce Harper and Trey Turner. Those guys have signed into 2030, right? They're here for a long time. But the core also adds Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto. Obviously, you have your young guys, Bryson Stott and Alec Bohm. But the core to me is the free agents, the guy that you're paying big money for, other than Harper and Turner, because they're not going anywhere. It's Schwarber, it's Realmuto, it's Castellanos.
I like this Kenny Pickett move. It's one of those low-risk, possibly high-reward type of deals. I think the most realistic path is he develops more here. Another team wants to take a flyer on him, and you flip him maybe for a second-round pick, kind of like they did A.J. Philly back in the day. Love the move.
You can't build a team around a Tyrese Maxey. You have to have, he is the great second piece. Really, really good second piece, maybe a phenomenal third piece. But growing into that really good second piece.
Hey, you on YouTube.
I thought he was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
Most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title last year. I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. I'm going to be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL product and how it's constantly changing. Is it changing for the good or is it changing for the bad? What have you liked? What haven't you liked?
Reaction to Saquon Barkley? Good job, Howie. Cool. Now he just has to outperform DeAndre Swift. Got to get 1,300 rushing yards, 1,200, 1,300, maybe about 500 receiving yards. But here's the best thing about it. It's a kiss move. Keep it simple, stupid. This guy stays on the field almost all the time.
I want to run one by you.
Okay.
The Phillies core. Now, I don't mean Bryce Harper and Trey Turner. Those guys have signed into 2030, right? They're here for a long time. But the core also adds Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto. Obviously, you have your young guys, Bryson Stott and Alec Bohm. But the core to me is the free agents, the guy that you're paying big money for, other than Harper and Turner, because they're not going anywhere. It's Schwarber, it's Realmuto, it's Castellanos.
I like this Kenny Pickett move. It's one of those low-risk, possibly high-reward type of deals. I think the most realistic path is he develops more here. Another team wants to take a flyer on him, and you flip him maybe for a second-round pick, kind of like they did A.J. Philly back in the day. Love the move.
You can't build a team around a Tyrese Maxey. You have to have, he is the great second piece. Really, really good second piece, maybe a phenomenal third piece. But growing into that really good second piece.
Hey, you on YouTube.
What's up? He was talking to me. What are you yelling at the YouTube audience?
Well, because they're always talking crap about us, so I might as well yell back at them.
But you know what they are? They're very loyal. They're very, very loyal.
Yeah, they're all so sweet.
They are so sweet. And they all listen every single day, and they watch on YouTube, which is a blessing to us.
And we love you, and we thank you for watching us every single morning. And
most days we love them.
Yeah.
Some days we like you.
Yeah, but not all days they love us or even like us.
No, it depends.
So the feeling's mutual. But thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Stay with us.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm going to win, but if I do, it's because I don't care enough. Why am I going to win knockout? Why wouldn't I win knockout? The defending champ right here. Everyone told me last year I wasn't going to win. This year, same story.
I didn't get the chance to defend my title. Last year, I've had this date marked on my calendar for a year now. No one will be more ready than me. That's why I'm winning knockout.
I am not winning this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm probably a first-round outage.
All I do know is I'm out to make sure that Ray Dunn does not win Fanatic Knockout.
If I win knockout, it's because this station is filled with people who are not good at basketball.
Why am I going to win? That's why.
I'm going to win knockout tonight in my first knockout tournament ever because I have the element of surprise. Nobody knows what I'm bringing, and I'm coming to win.
I'm going to win knockout because there just really isn't any real competition around here.
I don't think I'm going to win. Be the only person at the station that's honest about that.
Everybody else, 90% of the people that have worked here have been watching bad basketball this time of year for the past, 10 years? Me, myself, I watch Villanova. Go Cats.
I have one goal and just one goal in mind, and that is to line up behind Pat Egan and knock his ass out.
Dylan, I'm 5'3". I'm not going to win. And I'm okay with that because this isn't my sport. Now, if we ever do knockout with horse racing, y'all are screwed.
The NFL during this segment as well at 9:47. I will ask the Know the Show question, and the winner will get a pair of tickets to next week's Business Person Special and hang out with us to watch the Phillies take on the Reds. Tickets at Phillies.com. And speaking of the Phillies, John Brazer will be joining us momentarily. But, John,
Yes.
Not John Brazer, John Kincade. The Phillies hype video has been released. And I had chills, and the hairs were standing up on the arms. I listened to it during the break.
And you had chills.
I had chills.
Okay.
Take a listen.
For 20 years, our house has experienced a lot.
He's back! Are you kidding me?
Triumph, defeat, heartbreak, euphoria. It's been home to legends, and legends in the making. We've watched homegrown kids grow up here and welcome friends who became family.
The ballpark is in a frenzy!
Like our fans, this place has developed a reputation. And that's just the way we like it. In a city bursting at the seams with history, our house has had its fair share. But it's not time to harp on history.
It's time to make more history. Our team story is not done. It's barely been written.
Something's brewing with this team, John.
We're here for the long haul and the long ball. It's been a fun 2 decades.
Son of a gun, I love this place.
But this is the only looking back we're doing. Because we're tired of knocking on the door. It's time to kick it down.
Dude. Now, Connor, I think, missed something. So you caught Utley's voice.
Immediately.
And then it went into it's not about the past.
It's about now, and then it goes to Harper.
Stott.
No, I thought it was Harper.
It was Stott. Second base to second base.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's freaking awesome,
excellent.
I think it's cool. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Connor, in my ear.
That is fantastic.
It's okay. That is so
that was fantastic.
artistic, man. You got to be on the second level sometimes, Connor.
I'm on every level. I thought it was very good.
It was more than very good.
That was freaking
It was
awesome.
freaking amazing.
Great
Freaking
work.
amazing.
Great work by the Phillies who do a good job with
they do a great job with everything. And one of the reasons why they do a great job with everything is because of the people that are employed there. And how about 31 years of it? The 31st season.
He's lasted 31 years there?
I can't believe it. Well, still can't believe. I don't know what he does sometimes.
He must be sick on annual review day.
He is the director of fun and games of your Philadelphia Phillies. The great John Brazer. Johnny, good morning. Happy opening day.
How did I survive 31 years? That is unbelievable. A question a lot of people, my coworkers, try to figure out every day.
Well, who else comes in there applying for that job? You see, it's
You're
like,
right.
you know, like people are gunning all the time for our jobs.
Yes.
Is that it's hard to go in. I want to see some ballsy kid come in and say, I want to be the director of fun and games. I got brand new fun and games ideas.
Well, they go higher, John. They go, I want to be the vice president of shenanigans right away.
Oh, there it is. See?
Bypass director.
That'd be a good one. John, so opening day, always so much fun, the home opener and the entire weekend, and you are such a big part of it. I guess you can maybe talk about a first pitch that's coming because it was talked about on a specific podcast, but the stuff that you can talk about, what should we expect opening weekend for the Phillies, Braves at Citizens Bank Park?
Yeah, well, first of all, you're going to see a great series. Obviously, there's been a great rivalry with the playoffs, and obviously we've gotten the best of them the last 2 years, so you're going to have unbelievable pitching matchup, right? You're going to have Strider, Fried, and I'm assuming we're going to have Sale.
Yeah,
Sale.
Yeah, and then obviously we're going to go with Wheeler, Nola, and Suarez, so that's a great matchup. Today, if you're coming down, the New Era store opens up in about 25 minutes. You get all your new swag. We've got a lot of 20th anniversary of Citizens Bank Park swag in there. You've got opening day swag, all kinds of stuff. Then at 12:35, the gates open, but we're having a block party for those that don't have tickets, or if you do have tickets. We're having a big block party in CB Way. We do it during the playoffs. We do it during the opening day. We're going to have the Budweiser Clydesdales. We're going to have all kinds of food tents, beer tents, all kinds of things. And you can go down there without a ticket. If you do have a ticket, 12:35, the gates open. Everyone's going to get a Nemours Children's Health scarf when they come in. And then what I love about opening day, it's tradition, it's pageantry. We started this tradition a while back where be in your seats if you have tickets at 2:20 around then, because we're going to have what's called the Parade of Athletes, the Sea of Red. The players are going to come down through center field, come down onto the field, which is awesome. Then we have 50 state flags. We unfurl the big American flag, which to me is a spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
What a great visual. You got the Philadelphia Boys Choir, been doing America the Beautiful for years. We're going to do the player intros. That'll be interesting when all the Braves especially get introduced.
Attaboy.
Then we're going to have the national anthem, Kane Callis.
Yep.
Who, again, another tradition, right in front of his dad's statue, which is awesome. And then we're going to have a flyover, the 177th Fighter Wing, which would be pretty cool. The fireworks, we're going to have little fireworks. First pitch is going to be at Nemours Children's Health patient Zeke. And then the tease, it's not who you think, because I think that's Saturday, or not, I don't think, I know.
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey and Fletcher Cox have thrown out the first pitch on Saturday. But a yet to be unnamed today. It'll be a big surprise, a big round of applause for this person.
You do such a good job with it. Can you tell, how much work does it take to get the ceremonial first pitch, especially like the big names that you guys get out come playoff time and early in the season?
Well, we have a committee, so it's a lot of people that get involved, and we try to think of, and it's funny, during the playoffs, you really kind of have to stretch it out because you don't want to use all your big guns early, because if you get to the World Series,
right,
you don't want to use those. So you've got to kind of ease it along, but you also want to make sure that you have got good enough ones that for somehow, in the worst case scenario, you get knocked out. So
I'll raise my hand for the wild card round if you need it, or NLDS,
What about John?
It seems more of a, it seems more, we seem more like a Marlins series in June.
Spring training.
Spring training. Pool pond be good for you.
But, I got to tell you, the Phillies, and it started really with Bill Giles back in the day, with those opening day with the Kite Man and Cannon Man and Rocket Man and everything else. And then Larry Shank with all the different ceremonies we've done over the years, celebrations on the field. And I think we had Chrissy Long. We had all these different people that have just carried that tradition. Now we've got a new generation of people that run, these opening day, the playoffs. We've had a lot of experience doing these things. And this year is going to be pretty awesome because we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Citizens Bank Park. Who would have thought that we would have the oldest ballpark in the National League East? I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I feel like
it's
spectacular.
spectacular.
This park just opened up not too long ago.
And it looks like it just opened up. Like it's beautiful.
Spectacular. It is, John, we've talked about it, and obviously we're not the flagship, but we talk about it all the time. The experience at Citizens Bank Park is the best fan experience in this town.
Oh, yeah.
I truly believe it. It's an amazing venue, and the fan experience is second to none.
It's definitely held up. I think the idea of having that open concourse where you can walk around the whole entire ballpark without missing a beat. You're not going into a dark concourse. It's really wide open. Drink rails. And everything we've added to it throughout the years has been awesome. And I was just walking around last couple of days looking at all the new food items and the different bars we have. We're going to have a Casamigos bar. We're going to have this Kona Big Wave bar out of Pass and Stowe. There's all these food options with you're going to have the Schwarberger 2.0 with a fried egg on top. We're going to have all kinds of mango pizzas, and it's going to be pretty awesome.
John, we can't wait, man. You enjoy yourself today because as you and I talked about when we were in Clearwater, now's the time where you're hunkered down and you're working every single day. So you enjoy yourself as much as you can. I know it's hard work.
After 4 months
All
off.
right, guys.
Thank you,
your director of funny games, it is hard work.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
John, you do such a great job. Thanks for coming on. Enjoy yourself today.
Right. See you guys.
There is John Brazer on the Comcast Business Hotline. By far one of the nicest people in sports.
He's like one of the Fanatics' best friends, too.
Oh, yeah. He's tight with the best friend of the Fanatic, Tom
He's
Burgoyne.
Also,
they're close. They're close. All right, coming up next, speaking of Citizens Bank Park and being a great place to go see a ball game, coming up next, Know the Show question. It's from this hour, the 9 o'clock hour, 42 minutes of it. I'll give you the question at the very beginning of the segment. And the winner will go to the Phillies-Reds Business Person Special next Wednesday, thanks to our buddy John Brazer. And you get to hang out exclusively with us, Kincade Salciunas, Connor Thomas, Haley. It's going to be a lot of fun, but you got to get the answer right. We'll give you that question next. Also, the Kincade Salciunas Key 3 and the crossover with Bob Cooney right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Coming up this week in Philadelphia.
Philly for 24/7 emergency repair, pump replacement. Count on Pump Man Philly. The guys know how to fix your flow. The crossover with Bob Cooney coming momentarily. The Key 3, the Kincade Salciunas Key 3 before that. But it's time now to ask the question, the Know the Show question for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Business Person Special next Wednesday when the Phillies take on the Reds. You get to hang out exclusively with us. We'll be going to the game as well. The morning show will be going to the game, hanging out with you. We'll tailgate a little bit. We'll find a spot. We'll get together, and the seats are spectacular. Here's the question. And by the way, go to Phillies.com for tickets. Cousin Ryan called in. John Kincaid's cousin.
Yes.
John Kincade asked him, are you going to the game today? Or no, you said, have you put out any fires today? Because he's a fireman.
Yes.
And he said, no, I'm on vacation. And he told us where he was going. Caller number 3 to the contest line, 215-263-0975. 215-263-0975. Caller number 3 to the contest line. Where is Cousin Ryan going on vacation? If caller number 3 gets it wrong, Brendan Gunn, our associate producer, will go to caller number 4 and so on and so on. Because I know this is a deep cut question, man. I know.
This is.
Where is Cousin Ryan going on vacation? It's time now for the Kincade and Salciunas Key 3.
Now, the Kincade and Salciunas Key 3. Today's best.
A good opening day in Philadelphia morning. Philadelphia. I guess that sounds right. Johnny.
You're really repetitive this morning.
I don't freaking care. Good morning, John Kincade.
Good morning on opening day, and I'm glad to see the great enthusiasm for it because this is one of the greatest sports days of the year.
So I have a couple of questions to start the show today, but I think this year we almost need the refresher course. It's 162 games. It's not 17 or 18 football games.
See, this is one of those issues where as partners, we're going to get along great. Because I can't stand consuming a baseball season like football.
Now, I will ask you this, though. Because of expectation, is this something where you can sit back and enjoy the ride? Hear me out. Because expectations are so high, can people sit back and enjoy the ride, or are they always going to be thinking about the future, thinking about October, thinking about that push in September, which will be fun, but will there be extra added levels of stress in April and May, in June, if they go through rough stretches because we have World Series expectations? For a lot of people, it's World Series or bust this year. But will Philadelphia be able to enjoy the ride of Phillies baseball this year?
I believe this team is good enough to win the National League East, and I think they will. One of the reasons why is, I'll just tell you, is off the flag. Last year, they started out 4-8 in 2022 before going to 21-29 on June 1st. They started out 1-5 last year before going to 25-30 on June 1st. So I don't believe they're getting off to a bad start this year. In fact, I will tell you, I think they're going to get off to a superior start. Wheeler will be Wheeler. Nola will be better Nola in a bounce-back year with the extension signed. And I believe Ranger Suarez takes a huge step forward. Not a little step forward, a huge one.
All right, we're going to go to the phones.
Let's do it.
Let's go to a guy named Ricky. Ricky, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Save it, Andrew.
We love Ricky Bo.
First off, to let people know, this is Ricky Patalco. Why'd you call into the regular line? You don't know the VIP line at this point?
I do not, and I don't look at myself as a VIP. I'm just one of the people.
Plus, an Android doesn't let you have two numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
How fired up are you today, man? It is opening day. I'm sure it still brings back great memories for you, dude.
I mean, I call it Christmas morning, but it's not a joke. Like, to me, that's how I feel. I feel like, you know what? You wake up on this morning and you know something new is happening. You know it's a new baseball season.
So here are my 5 positive predictions for the Phillies in the 2024 season. And the first one I'll give you, Trey Turner will be an all-star.
Is there any negativity allowed to, like, say, I think your prediction is not going to happen?
No, it's not negative.
Okay, it's not going to happen.
We see MVP vintage Bryce Harper all year as long as he stays healthy.
Love that one.
Aaron Nola, I think he'll be a finalist for a Cy Young this year.
I don't know that I agree with it, but I love it.
Not saying he's going to win. I think he gets a vote here or there. Number 4, Ranger Suarez will win a Gold Glove. I said this a couple of times. I think the bigger story to that is he'll pitch enough innings.
Okay, that's good.
Finally,
what is it?
No matter who the center fielder is, they will win. This is for all of you
wait, that is
people.
Okay, that is the weakest prediction you could ever make.
You guys guys know
No
how
matter
I
who's the
feel.
center fielder, they will win.
But you guys know how I feel about Rojas starting the season in center field, but I think they'll be winning games even when he's batting 170. And you guys are all saying, uh-oh. From The Athletic, he does such a tremendous job. I love his writing. It's Mac Dell.
The Phillies have, they have an immediate task in front of them that they have not yet completed, and that is win a division, get off to a better start. And I think that having that immediate goal does help you get back on that horse, and that is, that's a goal we're striving for. I mean, they've been out of the divisional race by June 1st in each of the last 2 years. That just can't happen again.
All right, before we do our crossover with Bob Cooney, that was Kincade Salciunas Key 3. Let's go to Mark in West Philly. Mark, do you have the Know the Show answer today? Where is Cousin Ryan going on vacation?
Yes, he's going to the Jersey Shore.
Oh, that's correct. We'll see you at the Phillies game next week, Mark, and we'll get in touch with you so we can get together, have a couple beers before the game. A man that knows all about having a couple beers, Bob Cooney. Good morning.
Before,
Morning, boys.
after, during.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Who says I didn't have a couple already?
I'm sorry that we're a little later to the crossover.
That's
today.
okay. I'm used to it. No big deal. Big day today. We got Chris Wheeler joining us at 11 o'clock.
Wheels.
Yeah, it was cool.
Double wheels up today.
Chris
and
yes,
Jack.
I heard. Yes.
Work,
How do you like that?
Blue Ball's own Chris Wheeler.
Yeah, good dude. So we'll have him on at 11 o'clock. The controversial figure in the city right now, a la Abdul Nabi, with his words on the referees.
I loved
So I
it
had to
the
reach
other
out
day.
to him and say, explain yourself. So he's coming on with
He
us
was
at
great. He was
noon
like,
today.
what's the point of even reviewing if they're not even going to get it right?
He was phenomenal. I sent him a text.
I think he had dinner afterward, too. That's probably why he was so
Yeah,
upset.
so he'll join us, and of course, all Phillies all the time. We have some tickets to give away, and they're prominent tickets that we're going to give away. Because we had Jimmy Lynam on the other day. I said, hey, when do you think Joel Embiid's coming back? He said at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I have 2 tickets to give away today for that, and I'll tell you when. You have to listen, though, because there's some trivia that will be involved.
I love it, Bobby. The show's
Love
been
you
great.
guys. Be
Thank
good.
you very much.
See you soon.
We'll listen at 10 o'clock. Go ahead, Johnny. What do we got?
Hey, I know that we want to thank the fine folks at the AACR. Pumpman Philly supports them, and we want you to support them, too. Give to the AACR today at 975thefanatic.com/AACR, the American Association for Cancer Research, because I'm living proof 3 times over that cancer research saves lives.
Everybody, enjoy yourself today. Opening day is a holiday. I can't wait to get home. It's still not till 3:05, but I can't wait to watch the game today. I hope you all enjoy yourselves. You guys enjoy yourselves at the ballpark
We will
today,
be there
Connor and
enjoying
John.
everything.
And enjoy your weekend. It's a Friday. Holy hell, that means we're off the next couple of days. We'll talk to you all on Monday, 6 o'clock in
Happy
Kincade
Easter.
Salciunas.